We are off. So, welcome back to all of our glorious viewers. The non-existent viewers we do not have, but either way, we welcome you back. So, just the first few things out of the way, real quick. Obviously, we now have a new member. His name is Chris. He is my other cousin. He is thar'dia's brother. He is going to be playing a rogue. Was it a wood elf rogue? And his name is Hagen. So he'll be joining in the story then. What else? We did essentially take a quote-unquote week off in the game, so the characters had got to do some of their own stuff, and that's what we're going to be. So that's where we're going to be able to bring in Chris's character Hagen and bring him into the story. We are missing Max at the moment. He might be here later. He might not. If he comes back, that's fine. If not, if he can't make it, then we'll just go on without him. Last thing is, for anyone that has been watching, we were initially using the flanking rules. We have now forgone those because we have, 4 melee characters, and it gets a little OP with everybody trying to get flanking, so no more flanking rules. Other than that, I believe that's all of the quick shit for the stream. So, just a recap from last... Oh, let me scroll up here. Recap from last session. You guys started off at the giant chasm. Let me see. Yeah. So you guys started off at the giant chasm. You started making your way across the bridge. I believe Lee was actually meditating on the bridge at the time. And thar'dia decided to pull on the ropes to see whether or not it was sturdy. Seemed sturdy enough. So both of them made their way across. And as they were getting towards the end of the bridge, Amara made her way across as well. Nothing seemed to go too wrong. Amara made her way all the way to the other side as well. The mist was really dense in this over this bridge, so they actually couldn't see to the other side. So once they got to the other side of the chasm, they could not look back and see the rest of their group. But either way, so Amara makes it across along with Lee and thar'dia, and then Max decided he was going to go next. Max gets about halfway across the bridge, and then one of the ropes actually snaps on the bridge, causing the bridge to tilt to one side. Max, being as quick on his feet as he could, grabbed onto the bridge and was able to hang on. However, when he started trying to shimmy across, he lost his grip and fell into the water below. He swam his way over, made his way to the other side of the chasm, and then he also told Corbin to jump down with him, and then they would pull him up with ropes. Corbin, being the king's son, jumped off, and he hit on some rocks, took a little bit of damage, but no worse for wear. And then the rest of the group proceeded to pull both Max and Corbin up out of the river with some ropes and some strength checks. Moving on, they went piercing through a little bit of the mist closer towards the waterfall inside this cavern. And they saw 2 images, or 2 figures in the mist. They were unable to tell what they were initially. Lee decided to go ahead and stealth up to try to get a little bit of a drop on these guys, and he was noticed. They turned out to be 2 halfling bandits, and they were telling the group that they were only with this bandit group for only about a week or so, and so they didn't have a lot of ties to the group. And they persuaded the rest of the group, or for our group, to not kill them, luckily, and to let them go. However, being on top of his wit, Lee, and I believe Max tried to as well, but Lee went up and took the halflings' weapons and left them with nothing. So the halflings started making their way out, and then the group descended further into this cavern down a spiral staircase, being met with 2 iron doors. Looking through a keyhole, Max couldn't make out much inside the room as there was a giant pillar blocking his sight. However, he decided to knock on the door, because that's what Max does. The knock was met with a very gravelly voice and asking who was there and what they wanted. thar'dia decided to try to deceive whoever was in this room by saying that he had a wine delivery for them. Luckily, thar'dia was very deceptive, not usually his trait, but it worked out pretty good for him, and he deceived him. So the main guy in the room, the boss, decided to send his right-hand man to the door to receive this wine. And taking a little bit of a page out of Max's book, the bandit looked through the keyhole and noticed the group, and then the jig was up at that point. So at that point, both thar'dia and Amara decided they were going to kick in the doors, and both with surprising strength checks threw these doors almost off the hinges and broke in. At that point, they could see into the room and notice that there was a bandit captain, giant 7-foot tall full orc, not half orc, full orc, and along with a human guard at his side. Combat ensued, and a few rounds into combat, the halflings that were quote unquote, not very, didn't have too much ties to this bandit group, came back in and betrayed the party. However, they didn't have weapons, so they tried to come back in to help the boss, but Max promptly put one to sleep, and then the other one got dealt with as well. One of them died, I believe, by Thal'dak's hand. I can't remember. One of them got their head lopped off, so that was good. The other one, they decided to tie up while he was asleep, and then proceeded to finish killing off the captain and his right-hand man. After killing them, Amara went to pick up the halfling and dropped him promptly on his face. It was not the best from her. And you guys went ahead, you lopped off the head of the giant orc and grabbed back the family sword from his possession and took it back to High King Bowden. Talking with him, obviously he was a little bit furious that Corbin went with all of you, but all of you decided to stand up for Corbin and back him in what he was saying, and King kind of felt a little bit more lax after that. You did get to meet the Queen as well, and after that, you gave the halfling to Bowden, and they went and threw him in a prison cell, and you guys were given your payments and told that there was going to be a royal feast in 2 days' time. And we'll go over that real quick. 2 days' time. We're going to say he said a week in 2 days because you guys took a week off in game. So we're just going to redact that, and now this is canon. So straight up canon. We're good. So a week and 2 days time, there was going to be a feast, and he invited all of you, told you guys to seek out his personal tailor, and he would get all of you hooked up with formal clothing for free, so you wouldn't have to pay for anything. However, that is still going to be in 2 days' time as of this point. And the only thing you guys have left on your task list when you first entered Roresh was to check out a haunted house. It was apparently in the lower commons, haunted by some kind of spirit. So real quick, let's go over just what you guys did for your week in game time. So Thal'dak, what did you do over your in-game week?
All right, so I actually got a big ass chain, attached it to my great axe so I can lob it at bitches. I met this little sneaky dude named Hagen while I was out there. Brought him back to the group, and now he's with our misbanded little group of misfits.
All right, so we're gonna say you guys haven't all met yet, but either way, so you found Hagen and you're bringing him back to the group. So obviously, Hagen, you're new. You didn't really do too much in your week. You had a training session with this giant half orc, and you decided to. He asked you if you want to make some coin. You decided to roll with him and help his group out. So that's where you're sitting at. Amara, what'd you do with your in-game week?
I'm thinking that Amara spent the week still in the castle along with Corbin, kind of like helping out here and there, along with like the Queen, and just trying to like make friends before the big party. Okay,
yeah, sounds awesome, definitely. Dixon, Lee, what did you do for your in-game week? What did Lee do?
He went and trained with a local monastery, and mostly focused on his defensive skills.
Cool. Yeah, so
he keeps getting his shirt torn.
Yeah.
He's a little annoyed at that.
He wants to get a little bit more agile in his defensiveness. So good for you. That's what you did. Obviously, we don't know what Max did as of yet, as he is not here, but we will pick that up whenever he does come. So we're going to say that it's been about a week, and you guys decided that you would all take this week off to get your personal affairs in order before meeting back up and tackling what was ahead. So at this point, we're going to say that both... let's see, who wants to be in a tavern? Who wants to be in a tavern, sitting there waiting for the group? All right, so we'll go with Thal'dak and Hagen are sitting in the tavern, and Lee, maybe you want to be waiting outside, chilling, waiting on Amara. All right, so what are you doing?
Yeah. He's sitting outside the bar, keeping an eye out for Amara.
All right, cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is the bar. I'm not sitting out here because I don't like it.
So you guys are sitting out, or both of you, Thal'dak and Hagen, you're sitting inside the Laughing Gas in the Market District. And Lee, you're standing outside, maybe lounging on the rail or something, waiting for Amara. So Amara, you start making your way to where you all said you were going to meet up after this week, and you see Lee outside.
All right. Amara's gonna just kind of like trot up to you and kind of go in for like a hug, but then stops because she knows that like you're kind of sensitive to that. So she kind of like bows her head and says like, "Oh, it's so nice to see you. Like, how's your week been? Greetings."
It's been well. I hope your week was also enjoyable. They're inside.
I love your character.
Oh no.
Your character's so socially awkward.
So good.
All right, so both of you go ahead and start making your way inside the tavern. It is well, actually, let's get some tavern music going. Hold on, let me. Where is? Hello? Oh, there it is. So we're gonna get you guys going with some of this.
Yeah.
I can't see the rest of mine. Was that one? Yeah, that was one. Cool. So you guys make your way into this tavern, and obviously it's a pretty rowdy day. We're gonna say it's probably mid-morning, somewhere about 10:30, 11 o'clock. And you guys all decide to meet up at this tavern, the Laughing Gas in the Market District at this time. So walking in, there is the usual crowd. There's a few drunks that you've seen over the previous times in this tavern. And, there's the barkeep standing behind. He's grabbing drinks for different people and stuff like that. And looking over to the far left-hand side of the bar, you see a giant half-orc sitting over next to the bar. And I'm going to say, Lee, you've already met Hagen. However, Amara, you have not. So walking up, you can see that Thodak is sitting up there. Amara, if you want to talk with him.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up to Thodak and also put my hand out immediately to Hagen. That's Hagen, my bad. She's gonna come over and say greetings and put her hand out and say, "Are you a friend of Thodak's?"
Yes, we met training. My name's Hagen. It's very nice to meet you.
Oh, and she smiles and she shakes your hand firmly and says, "Oh, well, a friend of Thodak's is a friend of mine." And then she kind of pats your back.
Good to know.
I look over my shoulder. No rocks this time.
She kind of okay, I guess, maybe.
All right, so, what are you guys doing from this point? Are you grabbing drinks? You guys grabbing something to eat? Or are you just going to go ahead and head out onto the adventure?
I'd like to buy all my new compadres around.
All right, cool. Anybody takers? Obviously, thought I could know you're taking.
Yeah.
Amara and Lee, are you guys taking that?
I know.
If he insists on buying Lee one, Lee will take it and then hand it to Thodak.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, Amara, are you taking it?
I feel like she doesn't want to be socially impolite, so she'll kind of take a sip.
Okay. All right, so Hagen, you call over to the barkeep. He comes up and he says, "Yeah, what can I get for you?"
Let's buy everybody around here, and yeah, that's it.
All right, coming up. So how many is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that is going to be 12 gold.
All right, here you go.
All right, so you pass him over the gold. He pockets the coins and throws them into the pouch, and he starts grabbing a few different mugs, putting them up, and starts pouring some ale into each, passing one to each of all of you. Lee, you can now obviously pass yours over to Thodak. And
I'm
Thodak,
just gonna wait to see if there's a toast or not, but
Oh, okay. Any toast?
if he participates in the toast, but then he just hands the drink over to Thodak.
Yeah.
Anybody saying some words?
2 adventures to come.
Nice.
Let's fuck shit up.
Let's fuck shit up. All right, so all the mugs clash. A little bit of ale spills over and bubbles down your hand. At that point, Lee, you go ahead and just slide yours over to Thodak. He seems very appreciative of the offer.
Do I see that? I assume I do, right?
You see it, yeah. You would see it.
I just kind of
He's
give
not
him the eye.
sneaky about it.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, he's very. Lee's a very different individual. I guess you would
He's
say.
a strange guy. Yeah.
He's a strange guy. So he passes it over. You see it. You definitely take note of it, Hagen, but no worse for harm. And you all go ahead and drink and talk amongst yourselves for a little bit. Downing all of the ales, you proceed to make your way outside of this the tavern, the Laughing Gas, and you find yourself in the market district of Roresh. So now we're going to switch up music back again, and you guys were tasked with finding a haunted house. Now, you guys did get information that it was in the lower commons, and that it was the previous family that owned this residence was the Norsk family, Norsk, the Norsk family. And so you do know it's in the Lower Commons. You don't know exactly where it's at, but that is the information you have gotten so far. So you guys just making your way to the Lower Commons, or what are you doing?
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you all make your way towards the Lower Commons of Roresh to find this haunted house, as I said, you walk for probably, let's see, the Market District's about 10 minutes away from the Lower Commons. And, the Market District is a little bit more high scale than the Lower Commons is. The Lower Commons is the slums of Roresh. So when you're walking along this path, the path does give away a little bit. It's a little bit nicer up towards the Market District. However, making your way to the Lower Commons, it does start giving away a little bit, and definitely in need of repair. Definitely some cobblestones missing and stuff like that. A little bit of potholes in the road, if you would. But either way, you make your way to the Lower Commons. Looking around, obviously it's a little bit of the lower scale area. Houses aren't nearly as nice. There are a few people walking around, more of the blue collar type. You see some guys with soot on their face, obviously probably a blacksmith or something like that. A few people carrying or wheeling carts behind them with different food items, vegetables and fruits and stuff like that. Hustle and bustle around here is pretty upscale. But either way, so you guys now find yourself in the Lower Commons with no real direction other than you're looking for the Norsk family that used to live in this so-called haunted house. You don't know where this haunted house would be or where the Norsk family currently resides. So how are you guys going to go about finding this house?
I'll walk up to somebody and ask them if they know where the Norse family house is.
Okay, so yeah, you walk up to it's a male dwarf, very stocky in build, fiery red beard, slips down past his stomach and almost drags onto the ground. You look towards him, you ask this, and he says, yeah, the name's Havel. I know the Norse family that used to live. It's in the southeast district. The house sits on the square. Oh shit! Wish had some lightning hit.
Jesus Christ.
Oh
yeah.
shit.
I don't know if you guys heard that. Wow.
That was loud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear the thunder. Yeah.
Okay, so he says it's in the southeast district of this of the Lower Commons. The house sits in the middle of a square. It has white shutters on the doors and it's been boarded up. There's also a well that sits in the middle of the district, so it's the easiest way to find the house. Just to look for the well. And he looks towards all of you and he says, "Just a word of advice: stay far away from that place unless you have a death wish. Evil spirits are nothing to be messing with. You ask any door, they'll tell you the same."
I appreciate you, sir. We're gonna be on our way now.
Yes, sir. Have a good one. And so you guys now have directions, more or less, towards the house. So you all start making your way towards the southeast portion of the Lower Commons. I want everyone to go ahead and roll me perception checks. D20 plus perception, and roll me perception checks. Let me know what you get.
15 for me.
10.
13.
17? All right, so actually, Thaldak, Hagen, and Amara, you all, you're looking, but you can't really see it. Lee, you are the only one that does finally spot this well. It's kind of tucked behind a few houses down an alleyway. It is a little harder to see, but you spot it out and let the rest of the group know. All of you start making your way towards this well in the middle of this little square that is the southeast district of this town, or of the Lower Commons. Looking on, you do see that you can notice that he's told you that there was a house that has white shutters, and the door of this house is boarded up. So there's 3 or 4 different boards on it, nails driven into them, completely locking this door from anybody wanting to enter. So what are you guys doing? Are you gonna walk up and inspect, or?
Before we approach the house, can I actually go into my bag and pull out my priest kit?
Okay.
And take out my holy water?
Okay. So yeah, you grab your holy water. Are you going to be leading the charge then, Amara?
Well, first I would kind of like to just kind of give everybody like a blessing.
Okay.
So in this fact, it would be like inspiring leader.
Okay.
Feat. So
I will say that just from how the spell works, it does take 10 minutes of in-game time.
Oh, that's true.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we can say you guys, if you want to throw out some RP as to why you guys need to wait and get a blessing.
If you guys are fine with that or not, it's cool.
Let's just ready ourselves, and it'll take us about 10 minutes, and we'll go in.
Okay, so everyone starts strapping up and checking, making sure they have all their weapons, spells prepared, and all this stuff. Amara, you take this 10 minutes to gather your thoughts, and you kneel down onto the pavement, and you start praying to your god. Who's your god again?
Bahamut.
Bahamut, yes. So you start praying to I believe he's the Platinum Dragon. Don't quote me. Pretty sure Platinum Dragon, and you start praying to him and asking him to bless your party. 10 minutes pass, and you complete the ritual. What's the amount they get?
8 extra hit points.
Okay, so on your character sheets, there is a spot that says temporary hit points. You just want to write an 8 there. And so how you use your temporary hit points is anytime you take damage, you subtract those first. However, if you ever heal up, you don't get those hit points back. So if you take 5 damage, you subtract 5 from 8, you have 3 additional hit points left, and then once those 3 go away, it starts going into your normal hit point pool. But all of you have an additional 8 hit points, so good to know. As you all ready yourself and finish this ritual, you all start walking up towards the house. You can notice the state of decay that this house is in. As I said, the front door has been boarded up, as this dwarf said it would be. The house itself is a pretty modest home, not very big in size. You can all imagine at one point this house was probably a decent place to call home. However, now it's just caked in dust, and it's only a shell of what it once was. So walking up to this house, as I said, the front door is boarded up. How are you guys trying to get in?
I think we need to look through a window or maybe a keyhole or something to see what we're walking into before we go in there.
Yeah, and so as you walk up to this window, the shutters are open, so you can see inside the house. You kind of cup your hands over as there is pretty bright sunlight coming in. And looking into this house, you can see, once again, very modest, very minimal. There is a fireplace with what seems to be some kind of cooking utensil sitting over the fireplace. The fireplace itself is long out of use. There's a few counters and shelves all caked in dust, and the floorboards on this house are made of wood, and they all seem to be cracked and splintered. And this house is in a very bad state of decay, and it doesn't look like anyone's been here for at least a while.
All right, when we go in here, we need to watch our step, probably.
Good, definitely.
I want to look around the back of the house to see if I can find another door that's not boarded.
Okay, so you make your way towards the back of this house, and you kind of go down an alley and skirt around towards the back, and you do notice there is another door in the alleyway behind this house. It is not boarded up, and there's a door in front of you.
Lee stops for a second and looks up at the house and then just looks at Thar'dia, and he's like, "Should we could burn it."
No.
What's up with you and fire?
Amara just looks down and goes, "That's not the best idea."
Alright, I want to walk up and jiggle the door handle, see if it opens.
Okay, so you go up and and it seems to be locked.
I'll use my thief's tools to unlock the door.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Hell yeah, we actually have a rogue with picks. I like it. So you walk up and you kind of push Thar'dia out of the way, as this is your expertise. Go ahead and make me a sleight of hand check.
That is a 16.
16. And as no one in this group really knows you too much, you walk up and just trying to prove your usefulness. You walk up and just slide your tools in, and in a matter of seconds, 2 or 3, and the latch unlocks, and just the door slowly opens.
I just gesture to Thar'dia and say, "After you, big buddy."
All right, I pull out my great axe and walk in, checking for traps as I go.
That's a good thing to do. Go ahead and make me a perception check or investigation, because you're checking, or whichever's higher, whichever you want to use.
Doesn't matter. I rolled a 2.
You don't think there's any traps? You just walk straight in. Anybody else following?
Yeah, I'm gonna stealth and follow him.
All right, maybe a stealth check. Amara, what are you doing, Dixon or Lee?
Amara is gonna go back into her pack and just pull out just some incense.
Okay.
She has inside of it. Not burning it, just having it on hand.
All right, cool. What was the stealth check?
22.
22 on stealth. Nice to know. Lee, you pulling up the rear? Are you doing your normal door frame stand?
Not in this case.
Yeah, there's...
Because I know there's dangers in there.
Okay. All right, so you all make your way inside, pushing in. Once you get inside this house, a smell of old musty air hits all of your noses. The dust is built up and caked on all these surfaces around the house. It seems to be abandoned for quite a while. Looking around, there's not really much left, honestly. All the furniture and stuff has been pulled out and repurposed somewhere else, you would assume. There is a few cast iron pots and pans still in the kitchen. The table is turned over and a few chairs lay down on the floor. But looking around, honestly, you guys don't see much. So what are you trying to do?
Well,
guess,
oh, go ahead.
You go.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, if they're saying it's haunted, could we look for evidence of it being haunted? Like, is there any
What would you look
spectacles? Oh, that's true.
Do you have like a detect good or evil or anything like that?
Yeah, actually, that's true. I do have detect good and evil.
Okay. Do you want to use that spell? It's up to you. It's a spell
I'll go
slot.
ahead.
Okay.
Actually, I'll use divine sense, which is I can only use 3, so
Okay.
I'll use up 1 now.
That's fine. And how does divine sense work?
It's instantaneous, and it's just saying like if there's any undead fiend around, and if it radiates like evil or malintentions.
Okay. So you go ahead and cast that, and as you do cast it, I mean, you definitely get you definitely get a presence of some evil force that would be undead inside this house. And as you do,
Oh no.
so you all look around for a bit, and you go ahead and cast this spell, and you definitely get an evil presence, definitely an evil feeling in the air. You're the only one that knows that at the time.
Okay. She's gonna kind of like hold her head for a moment and kind of like, and then relay the information and say, I know for sure there's something in this house that has really bad intentions, and it's not of this world.
I ready my daggers.
Okay. And so as you say this to all of them, everything seems to be quiet. Hagen, you pull out both daggers and get ready for a fight. It's at this point where all of the window shutters, they all slam shut. And all the windows being closed, all the light seems to escape this room, and it's left in a perpetual darkness. The door slams against the shutter, or against the door frame from where you all came in. And you're now all left in complete darkness in this house.
Like to the point where dark vision doesn't help, or
To the point to where dark vision doesn't help.
How about superior dark vision?
Superior dark vision, you can barely see. You can see just a tiny bit. The rest of you, it's pretty damn pitch black. Amara, you can see just faint outlines of stuff in just a gray and white vision. There's no color to anything you can see, but you can make out a few things.
all right,
Okay.
I pull out a torch in my tinderbox and light it.
Okay. So you pull out a torch, and you take your tinderbox or your flint and steel and start scraping, and the torch goes up in flames, and it cascades light onto this now dark house that you're all in. And as it does, the light starts to shrink lower and lower until there's barely a dim bit of light coming off this. It seems as if the darkness is fighting the light from this torch.
Well, that's just not cool.
Lee just kind of looks at Thar'dia and he's like, so why can't we burn it?
I'm starting to like his idea a little better now.
And as you guys are... What are you saying, Hagen?
Bitch.
Let's burn this
Let's
So as you're all kind of watching and witnessing this light being constricted by the darkness, you all start to hear a voice come out omnipresently all around all of you. Eyes all around, yet the light cannot see. By royalty she was born, and by rage taken from me. Her soul now drifts lifeless in the ever-dark sea. Bring her back here, and this house shall be free.
Amara's.
Creepy.
I know.
burn.
Amara's
Wait.
gonna. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say Amara like grabs onto her sword and says like, "Come show yourself, spirit. If you have a message, please let us know."
As you say this, nothing seems to happen. Darkness still constricting the torch more and more as the light dwindles and the torch is snuffed out. Back to complete darkness.
Thadak's looking around pretty frantically, like, who the fuck's in my head?
Lee just like walks over to the door and tries to open it.
You go over to the door and you pull and doesn't seem to be able to be pulled open.
Can I light some incense?
Yeah, you go ahead and light some incense and they start burning. Once again, same as with the torch, the flame and the ember on all these gets constricted to very, very low dim light. All of you are trying to figure out what's going on in this house. And as you all are, as Lee goes over and pulls on the door, the voice comes back once more. I will not leave without her. She is mine. Now leave this house. And as this is said, all the shutters fly back open. Light starts creeping into this house once more. The door, as Lee's pulling on it, opens up. And the house is back to normal.
All right, so apparently this dude's wife, right? Is that what you said? Wife?
I didn't say anything. I said by royalty she was born. So for anybody that wants to take notes, what it was, eyes all around and yet the light cannot see. By royalty she was born and by rage taken from me. Her soul now drifts lifeless in the everdark sea. Bring her back here and this house shall be free.
Do we know there's like is there a body of water or something nearby here?
Nothing substantial that you know of, no.
What about the well?
What about the well?
What if she perhaps was thrown down the well or something? Because that is a big body of water.
Can you paste that into...
Yeah, we'll do. So for anybody that wants the...
Creepy poem.
Yeah, the creepy poem.
I'm all about them creepy poems, Mike.
We need
Creepy
the
poem is
poem.
now in Skype, so if you check your Skype chat, you can read it for yourself and copy and paste that.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if Lee would figure it out.
And I mean, you do know that the previous family that did live here was the Norse family. Obviously, they're not living here anymore. So, you do have that information. You might be able to talk to them to gather some other information.
Yeah, I think we might need to go talk to somebody. 'Cause I'm not getting it.
Yeah, we should find out more about the Norse family before we do anything.
Or we should burn it. I mean, that's always a viable option.
So what are you guys
So
doing? This door's
have
now
we heard
open.
this name?
What name?
The Norse family. Like,
Yeah,
is that a
you
prominent
guys-
name in Roresh?
No, it's not a prominent name, but you did get that information from one of the barkeeps at the Laughing Gas, if I do recall.
All right. I think we should go back to the Laughing Gas and talk to that barkeep again.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Actually, I want to say it wasn't the Laughing Gas. I want to say it was actually the bar here in the Lower Commons. I think you guys stopped off here for some reason.
Yeah, I think that
whichever's-
was on our way up.
Oh,
Yeah.
Whichever's closer, unless there's
Yeah.
like a library.
I mean, this
or
bar's
something
here
like
in
that.
the Lower Commons, so they might have better information on the family that actually lived in Lower Commons. So you guys can make your way there if you want.
Let's do
Yeah.
that.
All right.
Seems like a good plan.
So you all walk up to this tavern, and walking inside, this tavern is a lot less upbeat than the Laughing Gas over in the Market District. Doesn't seem to be nearly as many people here. And looking behind, you can see an elven woman sitting behind the bar. And as you all approach, she looks up and says, "Name's Abby. What can I get for you?"
Actually, we're just looking for some information. I was wondering what you could tell us about the Norse family.
The Norsk family, yes. They used to live just right over here in the southeast district of the Lower Commons. They previously moved up over to the north side of the district. They still live in a smaller house over here, and I'm trying to think of what the house is, what description of the house. I don't have one. Let's see. She says the house itself, it's made of red brick. It's actually the only house on this corner that stands out. Most of the rest are made with gray, and this one is made with red. It's to the north side of the Lower Commons. That's where the Norse family currently resides.
Do you know of any type of fatality or anything that like this family might have encountered?
I don't know anything of a fatality. I do know that the young child, a girl, was attacked in her sleep by some force unknown, and but I don't believe that she was killed in the process. I believe it was just a flesh wound.
Okay, how long ago was this?
I believe this was a year and a half ago. It's been quite a while.
Okay, what do y'all think? Y'all want to head over there and talk to the family? As I turn to my group.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's our only option at this point. We don't have enough information to go off of.
Yeah, I think the only information we have is the house where they're now living.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Their daughter was attacked, but didn't die.
Right. Yeah. So all of you decided to go to the new Norsk resident in the north part of the Lower Commons. As the barkeep told you, it is the only one with the red brick. So walking down the north road out of the Lower Commons up towards the Royal District where the High Keep is, with King Bowden, right on the edge of the Lower Commons, you do see this red brick house stands out very visibly from all the other houses around here. And as you make your way up to it, you do see that there is a little bit of smoke coming out of the chimney, and the door is currently closed.
All right.
Lee looks around, but Max isn't here, so he's like, "Who will knock?"
I go up and do the typical Trantham knock on the door.
Okay. So you go up and poof, 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 poof. You hear inside as you're loud pounding. You hear a woman voice come up to the door and says, "Yes, who is it?"
Hello, my name's thar'dia Bloodseeker. We're looking into a matter for the King of Roresh.
She you hear the door, you hear a couple of latches come off the door, and it just slides open and catches on a little chain hook lock above the door, and she looks out towards you and she says, "What do you need?"
We are actually investigating your old house. People have been saying that it's haunted, and we're trying to remedy this.
And as you say that, she looks at you, and her eyes kind of go a little bit wide, and she says, "Ah, yes, the old house. Are you with the town guards? I've told them several times that they need to look at that damned house."
Not necessarily with the guards. We're just trying to help the citizens out.
Okay, well, even if you're not with the Roresh Guard, I'm just happy to see someone take an interest in the happenings around here. I do have a small child, and there's been many others around here with the same. The house is filled with an evil abomination. It's an evil abomination that needs to... Gosh, I can losing my spot. Horrible. It's an evil abomination that needs to have whatever curse that is on it lifted. It is not safe in these districts at night with that house still standing.
Amara's gonna kind of like...
just like looks at Thar'dia like,
"We should have burned it."
still standing, eh?
Amara's gonna kind of like peek like from behind Thar'dia and say, "The child, is she around by any chance?"
She opens the door a little bit at this point. She goes ahead and takes a latch off, and she says, "No, she's not. She's actually at school, but please come in. I'd be happy to help you with any information I can assist." And so as she does this, she gestures for all of you to come inside the house.
She walks in and she's like, "Thank you so much. You're so kind."
"No, thank you." And you all following in?
Lee does his normal thing.
Okay, door frame stand.
Yeah.
All right, so you all start making your way in, and looking inside the house, you can see that over near the fireplace, she does have a cast iron kettle. It seems to be making some kind of stew with potatoes and probably either beef or venison. It does smell pretty good in here. A few dry herbs probably been thrown into the pot. It's a pretty small house. It is broken up by different walls and stuff like that, but even still, each room is, you would consider it very restricting and small. In this family room, as you first enter, there are a few different chairs sitting around, a few different wooden rocking chairs, and there is a dining table placed in the middle. Over to the left-hand side, you can see the kitchen and a few pots and pans scattered about on the countertops. A kettle full of water sitting up on top as well. And so she says, "Well, what information do you need? I can help you with anything that I can assist with. I'd be more than happy to help."
Amara's gonna look over and kind of just nod and say, well, we're actually looking into more information about your house. We've heard rumors that somebody was attacked there, the younger child. Could you please tell us about that?
She says, yes. I mean, when we first were living there, it all seemed pretty normal for the first, 3 or 4 weeks, and then we started noticing just different, inaudible voices at night and bumps in the house, the sounding of footsteps on the hard floor. One night when we were actually having dinner, we were cooking and we had a pot of boiling water actually tip over onto the fireplace itself and put out all of the embers in the fire. There was no reason for it to have turned upside down as it did. The legs were still standing sturdy. I don't know how that would have happened.
You say you heard voices. Were the voices saying anything like?
Anything just ominous?
Like, what were they saying? Like,
honestly, it was very hard to make out. It was usually in the dead of night when everyone was asleep. But we would just wake up and think we heard somebody talking. It sounded like a man's voice, but honestly, we never really were able to make out anything that they were saying.
You never heard a poem or anything?
No kind of poem that I can recall.
Whenever we walked in there, it said insert poem here.
Insert poem. Okay, cool. So you tell her the poem, and she says, "Oh, that's very startling, and I don't know what I would have done if I was actually in the house when that would have happened. I'm so glad that we got out of there. I don't know much about this. I do know that it was rumored that there was an old couple, or not an old couple, but a couple that lived, I believe it was somewhat 60 years ago, that lived inside the house. I believe they were from 2 different backgrounds, but I think the man was a commoner and the woman was a noble. I don't really know much anything else. I do know that it was said that they were both murdered, but other than that, I don't know much."
and then name by chance.
She says, let's see, she's like, I believe the woman's name was Josephine Hammerbrook. I'm not 100% sure on that. However, I do not recall the man's name whatsoever. And she says, actually, one more thing, the Everdark Sea, that could be referring to the place between life and death, sort of purgatory, the realm of the Raven Queen.
Do you know anyone who would have more information on this couple?
Not anybody personally. We were the last people that lived in the house, and before that, it was years and since anyone lived in the house. I do not know the residents before us. We got the house very cheap, as you could tell, for quite the reasons we got it cheap. No wonder no one lived in the house. I mean, Gim, my husband Gim, he works at the blacksmith's forge, but honestly, he wouldn't know anything other than what I'm able to tell the group. As I said, our daughter Gail, she's at school, and you were asking about the attack on our daughter. She did wake up one night screaming, and when we went to console her and see what was wrong, we thought she was just having another nightmare. However, she was complaining that her back was hurting, and on her back there were scratches. It looked like a claw or a hand just scratched all the way down her back. We looked around the house. Obviously, there was no one in sight, and we don't know how the scratches came about. It was at that point when I pleaded with Gim. I told him that, we can't have our little girl getting injured, and he thought it was the right move as well. He was trying to keep us in the house as long as possible, as it was the only thing we could afford at the time. But when Gail was injured, he considered it was the best move as well, and so we decided to get out of there.
Who did you purchase the house from?
The house was purchased from the royalty estate in the High Keep, as every house in Roish is purchased from. So it's not one individual; it's a council of individuals that sells all of the estates here.
Okay.
May I ask, what time does your daughter come out of school?
She gets home about 3.
Oh, really? Oh, I see. And I kind of look at everyone and I'm like, do you think we would want to ask her some questions, perhaps later?
Well, has your daughter ever mentioned the event of, like, what she recalled from the dream, or being woken up, or the event that she got attacked or whatever?
She says, honestly, she was really young when it happened. She was only but 5 when it happened, and she doesn't recall too much from it. She still does have nightmares from the ordeal, but we just tell her that honestly, we tell her that it never happened, and she's only 6 now, a little over 6, turning 7 this year, and she doesn't remember too much, and we just try to tell her that it was just a bad dream.
So you probably wouldn't be down with us talking to your daughter then, right?
Honestly, she wouldn't be able to tell you anything, as we've always told her that it was fake and it never happened. She's too young for these sorts of dealings. She did tell you guys that you could look at the library, as always, if you're looking for information in the city.
Yeah, I think we should go try to find a census or something on this Hammerbrook, Josephine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for your
Before
time,
they-
ma'am.
Before they leave, Lee just kind of like looks at her and he's like, "Is your daughter a royal bastard?"
Oh my god. Just straight up.
She looks at you a little shocked by the questioning, and she says, well, no. We both come from very humble stock. We are not royal, me and my husband. She is part of the lower commons as we all are.
I didn't ask about your husband.
She is my husband's daughter, thank you.
Okay.
And definitely
we,
a little annoyed.
Can,
Amara's,
can we trouble you for a bowl of stew while we're here? It smells awfully good.
Says, honestly, you can wait if you want. It'll be done in about 2 hours or so.
Never mind. Maybe we'll come back after we've rid the house of the evil spirits.
If you rid the house of the evil spirits, come back and I will feed you greatly.
Amara takes her hands really gently in her own, and she says, I'm very sure that we'll be able to rid this house, and I'll be happy to take you to the house once it's rid of evil.
She grabs your hand. She says, I do thank you for this noble quest of yours. However, I do not ever want to see that house again, even if the evil is gone. I do thank you for your services, though.
She nods. I understand, and just lets her hands go.
Cool.
Can I insight check her just to make sure she's not holding anything back?
Yeah, go ahead. This bitch lying.
We've learned our lesson.
She's gonna come up in the back and stab us or something.
That is a 10.
10, she's telling the truth. Seems very truthful, very forthright. Gave you all the information you asked for.
I guess we should head to the library or the census or
Yeah,
whatever we can do.
the Royal Archives.
Yeah.
So everybody good with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so you all make your way out of the lower commons, up the cobbled path towards the Royal District once more. As you ascend out of the lower commons, same as with the Market District, the path, actually this time obviously in reverse, goes from a little worse to much, much nicer as the Royal District takes over this area. You walk for all about 15 minutes or so, and you can notice just how much difference each district in the city looks. The Market is very different from the lower commons. Lower commons obviously very different from the Royal Commons, or the Royal District, excuse me. The lower commons, let me see. Yeah, and so continuing up this path, you can all the ratty blue collar area turns to very nice gardens with flowers planted, very large houses. As you're walking up the path, the clothes on the residents change from the soot-covered to fine silks. The path changes once more, and you find yourself up towards the Royal District. As you crest over the hill into the Royal District, you can see the High Keep standing hundreds of foot taller than any other building in this city, silently watching over all of the districts. You all notice there is one huge building. It does have an iron sign hanging over the top of it. It's just to the left-hand side of the keep itself, and on this side it does read Royal Archives. The building itself stands 60 foot tall and it has stained glass windows all around the top. Giant double doors with the Royal shield painting on them, greeting you as you all make your way up towards it. Walking towards the building itself, it is a little daunting, as this is, you guys aren't the most of noble sorts, and as you can see, this is a much more finer district. The smell of books fills your nose as you're all proceed through these doors into the Royal Archives. You can hear hushed chatter kind of fill your ears once more, or as well. Looking into the building, it has 3 floors with wall-to-wall bookshelves on each. There must be thousands of books in this place. Few people are sitting at different tables, reading books, some taking notes as well. And looking behind one of the desks at the front, you can see that there is a male gnome sitting there heading the front of this desk. He has a frazzled black and gray beard, spectacles adorn his face, and he barely sits tall enough to see all of you as you approach.
Our first gnome, guys.
Yep.
Alright.
Who's taking the lead?
Amara?
Okay. Okay.
So Amara?
First off, okay. First off, Amara's like, when she walks in, she's gonna immediately gasp because she's never seen so many books in like one place before.
Right.
So she just kind of like looks around and she's like, "Are these all books?"
Yeah, I mean, the knowledge in here has to be immense. There's thousands upon thousands of books. This is a very, very big library.
Okay. And after that, she's gonna kind of look over to the boys, and then start to walk over to the gnome.
Okay. So, yeah, you start walking up, and as you do, the gnome kind of sits up in his chair and pushes his spectacles back onto his face. He says, "Well, hello there. My name's Mildrouse. What brings you to the archives today?"
What a cute guy. Okay. She's gonna smile and say, "Hello, it's nice to meet you. My name is Amara, and my friends and I are actually looking for, perhaps you would have census on your tab here in the library."
He looks towards you and he says, "Well, Amara, it's very nice to meet you. I mean, we do have town census, and I would just like to say, you don't see very many drow around here. As I'm a gnome, you don't see very many of me either, so it's good to have us oddities in one place. Yes, we do have the town census. What are you needing to look for it for? Or what are you needing to look into it for?"
So,
she like giggles.
just to confirm, this guy's name is Millhouse?
Mildrouse.
Oh.
Mildrouse.
Mildrouse.
Okay.
For any WoW nerds out there, Millhouse Mana Storm? Anybody? Mildrouse? So he's asking you what information you're looking for in the town census.
Okay. She's just gonna look back and smile and say, "Well, we're actually looking into the house that's down in the Undercommon. Perhaps the one that's said to be haunted."
Yes, you're talking about the Hammerbrook household, am I correct? I
Yes,
know that one
exactly.
very well, yes. Let me get the town census from that here. Follow me. And as he says this, the little gnome leads you over to a spot of the archives, and as he waddles along, very short-legged, takes a little bit longer, so you guys are kind of having to maybe reduce your pace to keep up with him so you don't pass him up. But he waddles over and lost my spot. He waddles over and he looks back over to you. You can see the spot that he stopped at. There are a few ladders leading up to the second floor. And this building is a circle building. And the second floor, it's like a ring around the whole building. So there's like a little landing up there, probably about 15 to 20 foot wide. And on top of that, around all the way in a circle, are bookcases just all around there. So he walks up to one of the ladders leading towards the second floor and he says, "Wait here and I'll be right back for the book." And as he says this, he begins to climb up this 20-foot tall ladder. He crests over this landing to the second floor, and he disappears out of all of your sight. About a minute or two passes, and you can see him peek back over the ladder, and he peeks his head back up, and he says, "I got the book!" And he starts descending down towards all of you guys as well. And as he's descending down, he's kind of talking about this household that you're looking for. And he starts making his way down. He says, "Yes, this case was a huge interest of mine back in the day. They say, whoa!" And he starts falling off the ladder as his foot slips.
Can I take a reaction to try and catch him?
Yeah.
As he's slipping off this ladder, you can see the foot slip out from under him. He does catch himself quickly enough. However, in doing so, the book of the town census starts to drop in free fall. Baldak, you've already said you're going to go for a catch. So you want to catch the book?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to need you to make me an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics, okay. That is a 16.
Okay. So as this book's falling, you see it, and you make a quick movement and hold your hand out trying to catch it. It's just a tiny bit out of your reach. And as you reach out to grab this, it's just a little bit further than your hand, and it lands with a resounding poof on the floor. As this library was very silent, you can hear this sound just echoes and you actually hear one woman let out a little screech "Ah!" as this book hits the ground. And all eyes in the archive are now fixed on your group's position. Mildrouse, he forgoes the rest of the ladder and just holds onto both sides and slides down very quickly, both little feet, making a pretty loud noise as well. And he quickly stumbles down and picks up the book and grabs it, looks over towards the rest of the group of people, all now very focused on all of you. And he says, "Sorry about that, everyone. Don't worry, I'm fine. If you would be so kind as not to mention this to the head of the archives, I would greatly appreciate it, as I do love my job. Thank you." And most of everyone turns around with hushed laughter, and however, there's this one woman just very intensely looking at Mildrouse, just a scorned look on her face, doesn't look happy with him whatsoever. And he looks over toward her and he says, "What? Nothing to see here, miss. Back to your reading." And she gives a as she turns around and puts her nose back into her book. "Well, no harm done, I guess. Now let's get to looking at this book, huh?" And he leads you all over to an empty table and gestures for all of you to sit down. He kind of blows the dust off the book, and it kind of cascades into the air. He starts thumbing through the pages, licking his finger and going through. And he looks through and he says, "Ah, yes, Josephine Hammerbrook. What were you all wanting to know?"
Did anything suspicious happen with that case?
Well, Josephine, she was a noble woman. Her father, his name was looking through Raynal. Raynal was her father, and he was part of the king's military advisory. He was actually the captain. It says here that she was married to a guy of a name of Grayson Hay. Even by the protest of her father, Grayson was apparently a local blacksmith. He wasn't of noble birth, and her father already had the husband picked out for her. It was a prince from Wolfpine, actually. However, Josephine went behind her father's back and married Grayson a week before the prince was supposed to be married to her.
That truly is unfortunate, having to love someone you do not love.
Yes, very much so, but she must have found a way around it.
Sure.
So what happened with this house?
Looking through here, it says, both Josephine and Grayson, they were married for a little over a year, and then one morning, it was the morning of the new winter, Josephine was actually found murdered. She was murdered in her own bed. Both her and her husband Grayson were sleeping in the same bed, and when the guards found him, he was covered in her own blood. However, he claimed to have no knowledge of the murder.
And who did you say that she was betrothed to, that she was supposed to marry?
It doesn't actually say the name in here. It just says he was the Prince of Wolfpine. I don't have a name here. I'm sorry. He continues on. He says, well, it went to a trial, and Grayson was found guilty of the murder of his wife Josephine, and he was sentenced to death by beheading. Josephine's body was laid to rest in the royal crypts under Orish Keep, and Grayson was cremated since his family didn't have the money for a burial plot. It also says here that actually, let's see, 3, 4, yes, he would still be alive, I believe. It says he has one living relative, Grayson does, his brother Silas. Silas Hay. What's up?
Does it say where Josephine Hammerbrook is buried, or where her remains are?
Yes, she's buried in the royal crypts under the High Keep.
Okay.
And as far as the living brother to Grayson, Silas Hay, he actually still lives in the lower commons, the house across from the blacksmith. It says this was only updated about a year back, so he should still be alive.
What was the brother's name?
Silas.
Silas Hay.
At what time does it say the murder took place?
Looking over, it says that the guards found her in the morning, early morning, just after the sun broke. It says that the husband, once again, he was just covered with blood, and he says that he didn't know what happened, and he claimed that he didn't do it. But yeah, you're covered in blood. That's all you can do.
You said you had an interest in the case. Do you think he did it?
I mean, just between us, I really don't want to tell anybody else. Don't mention it to the head of the archives, as it is, frowns upon. We are in the royal district after all. just between us, I think it was either her father or I think either her father murdered her or he had someone to do it. The nobles around here don't like dishonor brought to their family, not including the embarrassment of having to tell another king that his daughter would not be marrying his son because she ran off with a poor blacksmith. There were a few residents in Royce that spoke out about such things. However, they all met an untimely fate, if you know what I mean, soon after the couple. If you're considering looking further into this case and dig up anything, I would love to hear about it.
We'll be sure.
It'll be fun.
You guys have any other questions?
Yeah. Does it say where Raynal is living?
Raynal, he passed away long ago. I believe it was 40 years at this point.
Damn.
All right.
Okay.
I guess we have enough information from this guy now.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all want to
Yep.
like walk outside and talk about it, or?
Yeah.
Before we leave, Amara's just gonna thank him for giving us like his viewpoint about everything.
And as you do, he kind of jumps up into his seat, standing on his seat, to try to be a little bit more eye level with you. And he says, "No problem. Like I said, if you find anything, please let me know. I do take an interest in stuff like this. But just keep it on the down low. Please don't tell anybody."
She just kind of like winks and like handshakes with him, like, "You got it."
He awkwardly tries to wink back, and he kind of just blinks a couple of times. He says,
Oh.
"You got it. Thanks."
I request that every NPC from now on be a gnome.
Yeah.
All right. So anything else? Are you guys making your way out, or what are you doing?
I think we need to go to the royal crypts and get her remains and take
Yeah.
it back to the house.
Solid
Yeah, that's
burn
what I
'em.
was thinking.
We have to be, but what if that's disrespecting her remains in a way?
I'm pretty sure that's what we gotta do. It says bring her back here at this house, and this house shall be free.
It does
Gotta
say
bring
that.
her bones to the house.
Her entire
That-
skeleton.
That's what Lee
My-
was gonna say too.
I will say my rhymes and riddles aren't that cryptic. So yeah, you probably need to bring her back to the house. I'm not
Do you
the
think
best.
we
like-
should go talk to the brother first, or do you think
Yeah.
we just go?
There's no
I
reason.
really don't think there's no reason to. I mean, I think that was just thrown in there to prolong the
The mystery.
outside of the game. I'm talking right now to prolong the episode.
It's up to you guys. If you want to go talk to him, you can
Yeah, I
definitely
mean,
go talk
like,
to him.
also, just like, to Lee, the brother has nothing to do with this.
Nah.
He would just have some more shit to say about Grayson, and like, Lee doesn't give a fuck about Grayson.
He's just gonna trash the dude's father. I mean, her father's probably
Yeah.
Yeah.
murdered or had
Like,
her
straight up, Lee was like, wanted to know where Raynal was so we could go kill him.
Well,
So I
he's
think we
dead.
need
so-
But he's already dead, so it doesn't
I
matter.
think we need to approach this royal crypts like carefully though. We need to seek out permission to enter and do what we gotta do.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys are close to the royal crypts. They're right next, or they kind of go under the high keep as well. So I mean, walking out of the library, you can look over and you can see the royal crypt sitting over there. So if you guys want to
Just
make your way
saying.
over there first, it's up to you.
If I know anything about Skyrim and whatnot, there's gonna be like fucking zombies or something in this crypt, so be prepared.
I think we should just keep the brother in the back of our minds just in case.
Just in case he ended up being the one that murdered her. It's whatever.
Perhaps.
Story flip. So what are you guys
A
doing?
love triangle thing. All right, to the
Going
crypt.
to the royal crypts.
Let's
Okay.
go heading over.
So you guys come back over, or you make your way back up towards the royal keep as you've done before, and over to the right side itself, sunken down in a little bit of an alcove. You can see that there is a dark archway leading up towards the keep, or leading under the keep, excuse me. Making your way closer, you can see there is carved above the archway. It's actually in Elven. Who speaks Elven?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, both of you. So both of you look at it and you can read it. Says, "We're the chosen of Moradin, come to lay for eternity."
I'm gonna
And,
lean over and tell them that.
Yep.
I'm
And so
not.
at either side of this carving, you can see what looks to be glowing winged beings striking an anvil down with a hammer. And that's just, and it says up there, it's a little entrance to the Royal Crypts. Looking, as you guys start making your way up, you can see that there are 2 guards standing right at the front of the gate.
How far away from the guards?
Walking up, you guys are probably 60, 70 foot out from the guards at this point.
Have they noticed us?
They haven't seemed to really notice your presence as of yet, but they are standing right next to the entrance of the Royal Keep, so.
I'd like to attempt to go stealth before we approach them.
Okay.
And like kind of stand off to the side or whatever.
Okay, so you start skirting around the building towards the side of it. Go ahead and make me a stealth roll.
Uh, 10.
10.
Yeah.
So you start.
2.
Yeah, that's right. You start making your way around, being as stealthy as you possibly can, and looking on. What are the rest of you guys doing as he's stealthing over to the side?
Just walking up normally.
Yeah, just walk up.
All right, so you guys start walking up. Hagen, you are making your way, skirting around the side, being stealthy. You can see that 2 of these guards, one of them is an elven man, and hold on, I lost my spot. Yeah, so one of them is an elven man, very chiseled features. He has long black hair braided in the back all the way down, stops about to the top of his shoulders. He's wearing full plate armor with the Roarish tabard sitting over the top, blue in color with the Roarish symbol of 2 swords crossed over his shield. The other guy is a human man, and he's standing right next to him. And as you all approach, he kind of holds his hand out and he says, "Stop. What's your presence here? What do you need?" The elven man is now addressing you.
We need to get inside. We're looking for Josephine Hammerbrook's crypt.
And as you says, he looks towards you and says, These crypts aren't just for anyone to walk into on their own accord. You'll need passage from Hiking Bowden himself." I mean, what are you guys doing? I mean, you can try to persuade. You can go talk to Bowden. I mean, what are you doing?
Yeah, I can actually try to persuade.
Okay. What are you saying to him?
All right, I'm gonna go up and just say, well, perhaps we're just looking in for a quick peek. Would you just mind if you would let us go?
Okay, go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
I would just like to throw this out there that you are a paladin, like Bahamut, so you might be able to play that into.
That's true. Okay. I'm gonna
also,
add that.
aren't we on this quest for
Bowden?
king or whatever?
He honestly didn't give you this
really.
quest. Yeah, you got this from like a tavern. He didn't send you here directly.
Yeah.
We can still lie about it and say we are.
You can make a deception check. Mara, go ahead and roll me what is it? Persuasion check.
A modified 20.
Modified 20?
Yeah.
He looks at you and he kind of crosses his arms and he says, "Well," hold on, I turned down my volume because I'm stupid. Crosses his arms and he says, "Well, it's just a peek. I don't know." He kind of looks towards the other guy and says, "I really don't want to get in trouble.
We'll make it as quick as possible."
Can you sweeten the deal in any way? Might get a little bit of pressure off my back."
Let's see.
You can roll another persuasion or you can try to buy him off.
I just gave a thought where Lee was just like, "I'll give you a kiss."
I'm assuming you don't say that?
No. I just
Please, Lee, please say that.
Well, I'll give him a group kiss.
So you can try to persuade again, you can try to buy him off. How are you doing this? Try to... Hagen, you can pop in and try to deceive him, saying you were sent by the king already.
Alright, I'm gonna come up.
Alright, what are you saying to him?
We're here for the king, and I suggest you let us through.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a deception check. And I'm gonna roll an insight check for him. Oops, off the thing.
18.
Okay, and as you come up and make your presence a lot more pronounced in saying this to him, he looks over at his buddy and he's like, all right, calm down, man. We're just trying to do our job here. Go on in. If you're sent by Bowden, go for it. And he go ahead and parts ways and moves out of the way.
as they're going in, Lee looks at one of them. He's like, "Are they chosen because they're rich?"
They're chosen because they were given royalty by the gods.
So yes, thank you.
He kind of gives you a look. He's
I'd like to turn to him and ask that they both stay there and keep watch and make sure no one follows us in.
Okay. So you kind of stand at the head of it. Everyone else, are you making your way into these crypts or not?
Yes.
Yeah, I would like to go first.
Okay, so Thaldak, you start making your way up into the crypts. All of you start to follow in. Hagen, you're standing at the back to make sure you're not followed. Both the guards seem to turn their back towards you guys and do not seem to have too much interest as of that. So you do not seem to be being followed by these guards. And all making your way inside, Thaldak, you start pushing through crypt. This crypt is almost suffocated with cobwebs and spider webs at the front of the entrance. Doesn't seem many people go in here, as it is only for people being laid to rest. Not many people visit these crypts or anything like that. The smell of old musk hits your nose, and these tunnels, they don't seem to be used very often. All of you push through, and you can start seeing there's a small archway that opens to a much larger room. The hallways seem to crisscross left and right and up and down. The main hallway is lit with torches on both the left and right of the walls. However, as you all push inside, all the other paths, except for the main path, do not seem to have torches on them. They all seem to be completely dark. You can hear faint water dripping is catching your ears, and it's echoing through the darkness, probably just seeping in groundwater through from under the keep. So you guys are starting to push your way into the crypts. What are you doing?
I want to be paying attention to any name placards or anything, if there are any.
Okay, yeah, there are name placards. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Yep.
There's a lot of reading in this adventure.
Yeah, unfortunately, not your forte.
I'm definitely not the best one for this. That is a 11. I rolled a 12.
Looking, honestly, you don't see really too many name plaques. You can see a few here and there, but you can't really gather of any kind of order that they're in or anything like that.
As we walk into the crypt, Amara's just gonna softly say a prayer underneath her breath for the fallen souls.
Okay.
And then promptly go up to Thaldak and say, "Have you noticed anything?"
Not shit.
And she just kind of laughs and goes, "Would you like me to give it a try?"
Please do.
All right, so go ahead and roll me.
I'm hopelessly lost in here.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check, Amara.
Okay. Let's see here. 13.
13. So looking, you can see that there are various tombs in here, and you do notice that the little name plaques on each, they do seem to be in alphabetical order, obviously starting with the A's. So that's the information you get.
Are we in the A section?
Yes. Starts off at A's and then goes backwards, obviously in alphabetical order.
Okay, so she's gonna turn around and tell everybody what she just learned, and then start to put her hands up and go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K.
Okay, so you hit on the H's, cool. So you start moving on, continuing down this hallway, past names in order: Adams, Avil, Bullock, Cobbs, one after another, leading further and further into here. You find yourself at the F's. The light at this point from the torches bounces off one of the nameplates, Firwood, and a chill comes over the party.
When Amara did the alphabet thing, Lee gave her a really strange look. It's
being illiterate sucks.
It's a lot of fun though.
So you are now standing in front of the F's. The last name you read was Firwood. And at this point, a chill kind of comes over the party. All of you seem to notice this at once.
I go stealth.
All right, roll me a stealth check.
You're doing all the rude stuff.
11.
11? All right, good to know.
I keep rolling 2s and 3s. I got a
I know you got plus 8, yeah.
Stealth.
So, do I notice anything as this chill comes over us? Do I see anything moving or?
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
May I make one as well?
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you.
That is a 14 for me. Oops, sorry, no, 13.
13. Okay.
21.
21. All right, both you, Amara and Thaldak, you do notice as you're standing next to this Firwood sign and this chill comes over all of you, hair starts standing up on your arms and on the back of your neck, and both of you notice about 6 passages in front of the group. you can see what seems to be a white flowing cloth pass from the right into the left, disappearing down one of the corridors.
Ooh.
Lee, do you feel like burning this bitch too?
It's made out of stone.
You can't burn the buried bodies.
Do they tell us about the?
I don't know, do they? Do you guys relay that information about what you just saw?
Yeah.
I don't.
All right, so both of you get the information as well. They just saw just a tail end of a white piece of cloth going from left to right, from right to left, about 6 passages in front. And as you know, looking down there, it's probably about 50 foot. So your dark vision does kick in, as these torches are giving you some light. So you can, those who have dark, I guess everyone has dark vision here. So as you all look down, you can see pretty easily. You can make out different shapes and stuff. So not too dark in this place.
Perhaps it's a lost soul that's still wandering where they are buried.
I take the lead since I think I'm stealthed and keep marching forward.
Good RP, man. Good RP. Good on you. So you start moving up, Hagen, kind of pushing past the rest of your comrades. Start making your way slowly up towards this. You pass 1 row, 2, and you hear a little bit of laughter fading off into the distance as you're making your way up.
Can I actually follow behind him?
Yep, you can start making your way behind. As I'm assuming Thaldak and Lee, are you following as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're about 3 passages away from where they told you they saw this cloth going. What are you doing at this point?
Very well. Lee is just gonna look at what Hagen's doing and just attempt to stealth himself.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
13.
God, you guys are so stealthy. I think it was 11 and 13. All right, so you start stealthing as well, being creeping a little bit quieter, making sure your footfalls don't make too much noise. You pushing through kind of take the lead behind Hagen as well, and you start making your way up. Amara and Thaldak, what are you guys doing at this point?
I would like to go ahead and just Amara grabs her holy symbol that she keeps with her just for her own sake.
Right.
And then is slowly gonna start coming up, but I would not like to stop.
Okay, so you start making your way up as well, not stealthing. Thaldak, are you stealthing? Are you going up?
I am moving
and just,
up.
Just to give you guys just a general layout of how this is, so you're down looking straight in front of you. You have this long path lit up by torches on each side of these tombs going further in front, and down each side left and right, as you walk up about 10 foot, you're passing another two columns of tombs to the left and the right. So they're placed in front of each other. So every time you move up, you can look down left and right, and you can see that it goes down towards the end to where you could go around and flank and stuff like that if you wanted to start spreading out or whatever you wanted to do.
I want to get right up to where we seen that, or where they seen that ghost go in.
Okay.
And I want to take out of my bag my little mirror and kind of peer around the corner and see what I see.
Fuck yeah. So, Hagen, you start making your way up, and you go ahead and, thinking quickly, you reach into your backpack and you pull out this tiny little mirror and you start stretching it around the corner. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. What are the rest of you doing at this point?
13.
13?
As he's doing that, Lee pulls out a hunting trap and starts arming it.
Okay, so you start prying open this bear trap. Where are you gonna try to place that?
I have 2 of them, so I'm gonna set them on either side of this.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do your sandwich thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! Right.
Yeah, you never
no,
got to do
yeah,
that.
Yes.
No, okay, never mind. He's gonna pry them open and then hold each one of them.
Okay.
Kind of gives
So
you a look all right.
So you're ready to go, bear traps in each hand, and we'll say those are 1d6 if they hit. Just improvised weapons, cool. So you start making your way up as well. What are you saying?
Pulling out my great axe and walking forward as well.
Okay, so are you all staying in this center hallway, or any of you branching left and right, or how are you doing this?
I'm going to peer around whatever corner Hagen is not looking down.
Okay, so you start making her up as Hagen's starting to look with the mirror around the left-hand side. You look around the right-hand side around one of these tombs as well. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay. That is, Jesus Christ, 4.
4. So looking around this corner, both Hagen with your hand mirror and Thodak just glimpsing around with your eyes, you both look around and see nothing. As you make your way up to where this cloth was seen floating through, nothing really seems to catch your eye. Dust on the floor seems to be untouched, and looks like nothing has passed through these halls in years.
Satisfied seeing nothing, I'm gonna put the mirror back up, grab my daggers, and turn the corner and begin moving forward into that room where we seen that.
Okay, so start making your way down that corridor. So Hagen starts making his way down the left-hand corridor. Thodak, what are you doing?
I'm gonna move down the opposite.
So you start moving down the opposite, and then both Amara and Lee, you guys are just coming up the central walkway up towards both of them. So both, go ahead, Amara.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, you know how there's like 2 going each way?
Right.
Can Amara please stand like right in the center and use one of her second divine senses, please?
Okay, so yeah, you go stand right in the center where both these hallways go to the left and the right. You can see Hagen down going towards your left, and then down towards your right, you can see Thodak going the other way. You go ahead and use that divine sense, and you definitely grasp something undead and malevolent in this area.
Do I know any general direction where it's coming from?
Honestly, you can't really seem to pinpoint where it's at. You just know the presence is within this room. Go ahead and all of you roll me, or at least Amara, Thodak, and Hagen, roll me one more perception check.
That's an 18.
9.
19.
All right, so as both Thodak, you're going down the right-hand side, and Hagen, you're going down the left, both of you almost simultaneously start putting more of your focus on what seems to be a noise that would seem to be out of place at this point. Sounds like silent whispering, just unaudible. And then as this kind of climaxes and comes, both of you are just overtaking with this voice kind of ringing inside your head. And let's see. As these voices are growing stronger and stronger, both of you, I'm gonna need you to make me Constitution saving throws. So it's top left of your sheet.
Shit.
As they're rolling, can Amara just kind of like shout out? Just saying like there's something bad here, like malevolent.
Okay.
That's a 12 for me.
12.
When Amara shouts that out, Lee just kind of chuckles. Yeah. There is.
So
who would have known?
Who would have guessed it? So as both of you are overtaken by this whispering in your ears, it grows to such a point where it seems like your eardrums themselves would burst, and then it just goes dead silent. The whispers are gone, and then you hear 2 loud screams growing and echoing through this cavern. Looking directly in front of you towards the wall, each of you on the left and right hand side, you can see there are 2 ghastly, translucent creatures flying quickly out of the left and right hand walls at the end of these hallways, one towards Hagen and one towards you, Thodak. They look to be draped in white, tattered, spectral dresses. Their faces are decomposed and skin pulled tight across the facial bones. One is missing a lower jaw with a ghastly tongue hanging and swaying out of the mouth. Both of the figures have their arm reached out and have swirling white beams are coming from their hands, starting to shoot out both towards Hagen and Thodak. Amara, you now see both these as well, and with that, we're going to start some combat.
Nice.
Boom, boom, boom!
Sick initiative rolls.
Yep, go ahead and give me
6.
initiative rolls.
6.
Okay, hold on. Everyone roll it and just hold on to your rolls real quick. I gotta do my other rolls here.
Gives me time to look for that die that I fucking dropped.
There you
Because
go.
I'm good at. Oh, there it is.
D&D problem.
Oh yeah, I'm constantly dropping my dice.
Honestly
Playing
though,
with the
yeah.
Okay, 25 to 20 on initiative, anybody?
22.
22, okay. 15 to 20?
15.
15. 10 to 15? 5 to 10?
9.
6.
Okay, 9. 6.
Are you adding your dexterity modifier to that?
No.
Your
Okay.
It says your initiative at the top.
Yeah, it's +3.
+3. Oh, so you rolled a 3.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
So that, and then, okay. So that is order. And we're actually going to have a surprise round of combat, as neither one of you were able to sense the presence of these two beings coming out of these walls. So both of them are coming out, like I said, a swirling white beam coming from their hands, and gonna go against both Thar'dia and Hagen here. So with the surprise round, the one on the left-hand side against Hagen is going to roll a 18 to hit you.
That hits.
Okay. So you are going to take 7 necrotic damage.
All right.
Ooh.
And I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
$11.
11. Wait, so as you feel this beam pierce your body, you can tell it starts to have an icy grip on your heart and your soul. However, you seem to shrug that ability away, and it doesn't seem to affect you any more than it already has. And that's going to be that Spectre's turn. With this, the one on the right-hand side now attacking Thar'dia is going to make an attack against you. That is going to be a 15 to hit. Hits. You're going to take 6 necrotic damage.
Okay.
I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
That is a 6.
6.
Yes.
Hold on. Okay. So hold on real quick. Let me. Okay, so as you feel this white spectral beam pierce inside you, it seems to have a grip on your very essence, your life essence, and your maximum hit points are now reduced by 6.
Okay.
So that's not your current hit points, that's your maximum hit points.
And are my current hit points?
It's essentially going to be the same, yeah.
Yeah.
But your maximum hit points is now lowered by 6.
Okay.
And with that, that is going to be the surprise round out of the way. So just once again to give you guys the layout, there are two rows to either side, one in front of you. So say you're facing the wall this way on the left-hand side. Over here to your left, you're going to have a row of tombs. To your right, you have a row of tombs, so you're in this little hallway. And then on the right-hand side, it's exactly the same. Amara, you're standing directly in the middle. Looking down the left-hand side, you can see the tombs and Hagen. Looking down the right-hand side, you can see Thar'dia and the tombs as well. Lee, you are directly behind Amara, about 5 foot, so you're not able to see what's happening at this point. But you would be able to move up and then make your choices then. So that's how it's all laid out. And with that, we are going to the top of the round. Amara, what are you doing?
Alrighty.
Real
quick question. Oh,
make sure how long does your inspiring leader last?
I believe it lasts up to when they're just gone. As soon as you lose those points, you just don't have them for a while until a long rest, and then they can regenerate if I say.
Okay, so they don't last for an hour or something like that.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, cool. So you guys still have your temporary hit points. Make sure you're marking off the damage you just took, both Hagen and Thaldak, from your temporary hit points pool before your actual hit points. But you still did lower your maximum hit points by 6, Thaldak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So Amara, what are you doing?
Quick question to the DM.
Yep.
Does it matter since they are undead? Will any material worldly things actually affect them?
It'll definitely affect them.
Yeah? Okay. Alrighty. I would like to run down the corridor where Hagen?
Hagen.
Yes. Hagen.
Hagen. You get
Hagen
it.
is.
Okay.
And quickly do a swipe at my longsword, please.
Okay, so Hagen is about 35 foot down that hallway. What's your movement speed?
30.
30? Okay, so you wouldn't actually be able to get all the way to the Spectre at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So you can make a dash action to get all the way to it and then attack next turn, or you could use a spell if you wanted to.
I think I'm going to go ahead and use the dash action, please. Okay.
So you go ahead and spend all your turn running up and getting right next to this ghastly creature that's attacking Hagen at this point. However, that is going to be your full action. Do you have any bonus action you can do?
Not right now. It's okay.
Not right now? Okay, cool. So that's going to be your turn. With that, we are now to Thaldak. Thaldak, you have this spectral ghast in front of you with the broken jaw and tongue hanging out of the face, skin pulled tight against all the facial bones. It's just looking at you. and you felt that icy grip on your very life essence. What are you doing?
I am raging.
All right, so you bust into a rage.
And let's go ahead and cast Great Axe.
All right, so swing that great axe.
That is an 18 to hit.
18 does hit. Roll me some damage.
Cool. That's 11 damage.
11 damage. So you grab this giant great axe in your hand. You grip down tight, ready to best this specter in front of you. You take a swing at it, and as you do, your great axe connects with it. However, it seems to flow through it almost, and the image of this specter seems to part and separate and swirl back together. There was some little bit of resistance swinging through. However, it's not as much as you thought it would be. Do not seem to do as much damage as you would have thought.
Can I tell it still did some damage?
It still did damage, yes.
Yeah.
Just not as much as you thought it would.
Yep.
And bonus action versus rage, so that's your turn. Up next we have Dixon. Or, excuse me, Lee. God damn it.
Alright, so I can move up like 5 feet,
Okay, so
and then I can see.
yeah, now you're
down
able to
these
see
corridors.
around both these corridors. Looking to the right, you see Thaldak, and left, you now see Amara and Hagen down at that side as well.
Alright, seeing that Thar'dia is alone, I'm going to charge down that way, and I'm actually going to use a key point to use the
Okay.
dash as a bonus action.
Okay,
So,
So,
I'll be able to move there and attack.
cool. And you have something that allows you to use dash as bonus?
Yeah, that's
Is that what
Step
the
of
key
the
does?
Wind.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you make your way with your monk self. Actually, some swirling mist starts forming around you as you make your way around this corner, and you're immensely faster than you once were. You arrive next to this gas and Thaldak at the same time. What are you doing?
Alright, let's bear trap this bitch.
Okay, so you're coming in with both bear traps, making an attack. So go ahead and make me an attack roll on that. And we'll say it's one attack since you're sandwiching.
Shite. 10?
10. Unfortunately, as you go to swing both these bear traps and clasp onto this gas's face, they seem to fall out of your hands right as you're about to hit the gas, and both fall to the floor and snap, snap, clack together,
Alright.
and
Yep.
do not seem to do anything.
I'm so glad you didn't crit fail on that.
I
Yeah,
know.
right?
So,
Just end up clapping myself.
yeah, that was your bonus action, and with your
That's
dash.
my entire turn.
So, yep, that's your turn. We are now to Hagen. Hagen, you have this paladin running up behind you and getting right next to you in this gas, and the gas itself doing some damage to you. What are you doing?
I'm gonna shove a dagger at it.
Okay, go ahead and make me an attack roll.
14.
14 will hit. Go ahead and roll some damage, and that is with sneak attack because Amara is right next to you. $2d6, d4, and then modifiers.
13 damage.
13 damage. And as you pull both daggers from your waist and you sink them deep, what would be the throat of this ghastly being, both pierce through. However, you find very little resistance, and your hands almost fall through as you pull back and ready yourself for another attack. It didn't do nearly as much damage as you thought it would do.
I'm gonna take my second dagger for my bonus action and
Yep.
attack with it.
Okay, so you pull the dagger and go ahead and make me a roll for it.
3.
That was to hit?
Oh,
Yeah, roll to
damage.
hit.
12. 18.
18 hits, go ahead and roll damage.
3.
Oh, 3? Okay, yeah, cool. So you do another 3 damage once again. The dagger sinks in, not giving as much resistance as you would think, and you do not seem to do as much damage to this as you thought you would. That is going to be your bonus action, so now we are to the creature's turn. The gas
Can
is
I
What's up?
can I say something to Amara?
You can, and you
kinda-
still have movement as well if you wanted to move away. They would get attack of opportunity because you can't disengage because you already used your bonus action, but up to you.
I just
He
wanna
does
tell
have cunning
Amara
action,
that-
though, right?
Yeah, but it is a bonus action. He used it for the attack of the dagger. Go ahead, Hagen.
I just want to tell Amara that they seem to have some type of physical resistance.
All right,
Thank
so
you.
now have that information present, Amara. And with that, we are now to the creature's turns. The one on the left-hand side, seeing as you already made an attack against it and did deal it a little bit of damage, Hagen, is going to come back at you with an attack of its own. That is going to be 15 to hit.
Meets.
Meets. All right, cool. So you are going to take. Oh, that's not that much. I know there's that. You're going to take 4 pierce or 4 necrotic damage, and once again, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
15.
15. Once again, the swirling white beam comes out and strikes you in your chest. You can feel it do a little bit of damage to you, and you can feel that icy grip on your life essence once more. However, already of experiencing this, you buckle down in your fortitude, and you're not letting it affect you whatsoever. So you're good after that. The second one is going to take another attack against thar'dia. Actually, yeah, Lee, you didn't hit with the bear trap. So thar'dia, this gas sees you as the biggest threat. He's going to take another attack against you. Hold on, let me write everybody out here because I'm missing people. So thar'dia, Lee, and then Hagen Amara. Cool. So he's going to make an attack against you, thar'dia. Ooh. 9 to hit.
Does not.
Okay. And so as this gas sends this swirling white beam out at you once again, you just nimbly dodge out of the way, and the white beam strikes the ground, and you can see the ground where it hit. It seems to be charred a little bit, and this what seems to be almost black embers charring this ground. And no damage dealt to you. However, it is going to use its bonus action, and it's going to back up away from both Lee and thar'dia, giving you guys opportunity attacks, and try to go into the wall behind you. Or in front of you, rather. So opportunity attacks from both of you.
That is a 15 to hit.
That'll hit. And it's just weapon dice, no modifiers.
Alright. Yeah, I rolled a 17.
Yep, same with you.
4 modifiers.
7 damage for me.
4.
4?
For me.
So 11 total. And so both 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, you made me second guess my math. So as you both swipe out, Lee, what did you hit with? Your staff?
Yeah.
Yep, so you swipe out with the staff and thar'dia you with the great axe. As this creature is moving back away from you, both of you seem to barely catch it and deal a little bit of damage to it. However, not as much as you think it should have taken.
I hate fighting ghosts.
And with this, it flies backwards or floats backwards into the wall that you guys are directly facing, floats backwards and seems to disappear inside the wall. And that's going to be his whole action. Or her whole action. Either way. So now we are to the top of the round with Amara. Amara, what are you
doing? So where is everyone right now? Because I know that
both thar'dia and Lee are on the directly behind you now, down the other side of the corridor. You and Hagen are standing face to face with this creature right next to the wall.
Okay. Then I would like to take my action to do sacred weapon upon my longsword.
Okay, what does that do?
Here, I'll pull it up for you. But it pretty much gives your entire like weapon positive energy, and it makes it magical. By doing this, it lasts for about 1 minute, and you add your charisma modifier to your attack rolls to deal extra damage as well.
Okay, give me 1 second here.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That is really nice.
That way you can punch a ghost.
I'm not
Good
seeing.
that we got a paladin.
Is that just a paladin thing? It's not an actual spell.
Yeah. No, it's Oath of Devotion spell, which is what she. So if you go under the oaths, it's right there.
Oath.
Let's take a look.
I'm trying to find it.
I know it's in the player's handbook.
Yeah. So Oath of Devotion. Why am I seeing this? 3rd level protection from good and evil, sanctuary. We're level 4.
Yeah, I don't have it right offhand. That's fine. So you said you add your charisma modifier to your attack rolls?
Yes, and that is an entire action.
Okay. So you go ahead and do this, and as you complete this this holy divine spell, your weapon, your longsword, just seems to burst almost into a holy flame, and it's coated now in this very divine power. And that'll be your action. Any bonus action?
I would like to just perhaps taunt.
Okay, so what are you saying to it?
I'm gonna get the sword and kind of like push it against my armor, like making a clang sound, and just say like, "Face me," like,
Okay.
turn yourself unbeing.
Right. He's going to make a roll here. As you do this, he looks towards you and sees you beating against your chest with this armor, and he quickly wraps his head right back, right over towards Hagen, and seems to still be very intent on Hagen himself.
Okay.
So that is your bonus action. So we are now to Thar'dia. Thar'dia, what are you doing?
First off,
The gas that was in front of you dematerialized into the wall that's directly in front of you, so you now have nothing to hit.
I did link Sacred Weapon in Skype.
I appreciate you for that.
And the reason
you.
you couldn't find it is because it's a channel divinity, not a spell.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. There you go. That makes sense. I should write that down.
All right, so I'm about 60 feet away from the other Spectre. correct?
Yes, you were about 60 foot away, 65 foot away from the other one.
Okay. I want to go my full movement towards it. I assume I see it, don't I?
Yeah, you can see it down the other hallway.
Yep,
So you
okay.
want to go your full movement towards it? What's your
Just
movement?
30 feet.
30 feet. So you find yourself right at the end of your corridor, breaking into the into the other, what is it? The open hallway, looking down to the other corridor. Is that all you're doing?
No, I'm going to throw my great axe.
All right. So before you do that, as you run up to the edge of this, what seems to be a spectral face comes shooting out of the wall right next to you, and you can see it still has that same gaping jaw looking right at you, and it's going to make an opportunity of attack against you because you ran past it. That's going to be a 4 to hit, or not a 4, excuse me, 18 to hit plus 4.
Yeah, that definitely is.
Okay, so 18 to hit you. You're going to take, and I'm going to say since it's the opportunity attack, you won't have to roll the Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
You're going to take 6 necrotic damage.
All right.
And you can continue to throw your weapon down that hallway or turn around and hit that one. Up to you.
Yeah, no, I'm going to turn around and hit this bitch.
Okay, so you turn around and make your attack against that one. And so, Lee, you saw this spirit dematerialize into the wall, and then Thaldak starts running down the hallway, and it comes back up and pops out from one of the actual tombs right next to you guys, about 10 foot behind you at this point.
All right, I'm going to use a luck to re-roll that.
Okay, go ahead and re-roll it. You get 3 per day, right? Per long rest?
Yes, that's right. So that is a 17 to hit.
17 does hit. Roll some damage.
Jesus Christ, I'm rolling shit tonight. That is 10 damage.
10 damage. So you swing your great axe against this gas coming back out, and as you do, you come up and chop through what would be the neck of it. Once again, this translucent figure, as you swipe through, gives little resistance, and it seems to almost flail out with smoke and kind of rematerialize and come back, and it gives out a looking right at you once more.
I want to return it with a roar.
Okay, so you let out a roar as well, a roar of your own, and bonus action?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay, because you're not frenzied rage, so you can't extra
Yeah,
attack.
correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's going to be your action then. With that, we are now to Dixon. Dixon, once again, you saw him materialize away from you through this wall and then pop back out as Thaldak took charge down this hallway towards the other Yast.
Alright, so the ghast is still
Yes, it's
out
about
of the wall?
Yeah, he now reappeared out of one of the tombs that
Okay.
was to the right of you. So he's about 15 foot behind you in combat with Thaldak again.
Alright. So I'm gonna run up next to it and position myself in such a way that if I miss the not necessarily miss, but like as I swing at the ghast,
Okay.
I'll also hit the tomb.
Okay, no problem. So go ahead and make that
Not-
attack roll.
Yeah, not really expecting much, but like
Give it what you got.
that is going to be 13 to hit.
That will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Cool.
Look at you
So
hitting and
with my
stuff.
Right? I'm actually
Yes.
doing stuff. That is going to be 7 damage total.
7 damage. Okay. Any bonus action?
Yeah, I'll follow it up with the normal unarmed.
Okay. So go ahead and make that attack.
We're looking at 12. Or sorry, not 12. What am I thinking? Yes, 12. Sorry.
12. You're good. 12. No. Yes. Maybe.
No, 12. Yes. No. Yes. 12.
So yeah, that
those
does
are
hit.
your 3 options.
That does hit as
Either
well.
one,
Go ahead and roll the
Alright.
unarmed damage.
Where is? There it is. That is also going to be 7 damage.
7 damage. Damn, son. All right.
Bringing the
So yeah, no, right.
Nice.
So what happens when I roll 4s all day?
So as you run back up to this gas now reappearing out of the wall, once again attacking Thar'dia, you're gonna swing that quarterstaff at this beast again. As it goes through the head, it kind of clanks off the back of the tombs. You seem to have cracked what seems to be an urn or something like that on one of these tombs. It spills out and some ash clutters onto the floor. As you do, you redraw your quarterstaff and bring it down to your side. You come in with a sweeping kick up towards the head of this creature, connecting as well. As you do, you follow through with your motion, and as you would, normally a kick would stop. It continues to go through the presence of this being, and you actually do a complete spin around, but you're still connected with the damage. And that'll be your turn.
Looked really cool though.
It looked fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Wouldn't lose my balance because I'm not expecting to stop on him this time.
That's right. So with that, we are now to Hagen's turn. Hagen, what are you doing? Still have this gas in front of you and Amara next to your side.
I gotta go with my dagger attack.
All right, so go ahead and roll it. +6, I believe.
13.
13 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage, and that is with sneak attack, as Amara is right next to you.
We lost music, sir.
18.
Did you?
18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
There we
know.
go. It's back.
Back?
Oh, okay, I was about to say I don't know why. All right, cool. Actually,
18 damage.
18 damage. Okay, so as you sink this dagger deep into the torso of this ghastly being, you see it actually recoil with the impact and screams out in pain. And as it does, you definitely dealt a substantial amount. Not as much as it would have been on a normal body, but you definitely think you dealt it quite a bit of damage. And that was 18, you said?
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Then
so
I want to use my offhand dagger.
okay, so go ahead and roll that.
16.
16 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
2.
2. Okay, so cool. All right, so as you sink the second dagger in, kind of making a flurry of blows, one to the left of the torso, one to the right of the torso, doing a substantial amount to this ghast. Definitely did quite a bit of damage to it. So it's looking a little bit more rough than it was previously. With that, we are now going to go to the creature's turns. So looking at you once more, as you have dealt it a substantial amount of damage, Hagen, this creature is going to come at you again. That is going to be a 16 to hit.
Hits.
Hits. Okay, you are going to take 4 necrotic damage, and I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Uh, 14.
14. Once more, this whatever power that seems to be on your life essence does not affect you. You're good to go. So you took 4 damage, and that's going to be it. With its bonus action, it's going to do the same as its partner in crime did before, and it's going to pull away from both Amara and you, Hagen, backing into the wall and disappearing completely. Both of you can roll opportunity of attacks. So just roll your normal attack, Hagen. +6, d20 +6, and tell me if it hits.
14.
14.
All right, so both of you hit. Go ahead and roll weapon damage. And so it's no modifiers, just your 1d4, Hagen.
4.
Ooh, nice. Fucking maxed it.
So I'm gonna just do some quick math here.
No, you're good.
That
Just-
will be.
Hard.
It's just your weapon dice, whatever you rolled on your weapon dice.
Should
Opportunity
I
of attack.
add my sacred weapon also to that?
What do you add to that?
2. because it's my charisma modifier.
Okay, I'm gonna say yeah, just because that's on the
okay.
weapon itself. So that would be, it's not something. It's not modifier.
Oh, okay. So that will be a 4 plus 2. So that'll be a 6.
6. Okay, cool. So 10 damage total from the both of you, and that is. I can't do math. Math is hard. All right, so as you both sink your weapons into this creature, it recoils back as its form given away to both the blows and disappears into the wall directly in front of both of you as you were attacking. And that is going to be its turn. With that, we are now to the second one over near Lee and Thodak. It's actually going to move out of melee combat with you, Thodak. You can take an opportunity of attack, and it's going to come at you, Lee, and it's going to make attack against you. Damn. Man, I'm rolling good. 19 to hit.
Yep.
Fuck yeah. These guys are hitting like bosses. So you're going to take 6 necrotic damage. I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Looking at 17.
17? Yeah. So as you see this creature give away from Thodak and start coming towards you, a swirling white beam comes from its hand and it pierces into your body. You can feel a cold shiver run down your spine as it seems to grasp a hold of whatever life essence you have inside. However, you focus down on that key energy being the monk you are, and you seem to forego whatever other process it was trying to do. Thodak, what was your roll?
17 to hit.
17 hits, roll damage.
That is
just weapon
9
damage.
Yeah.
9? Okay.
Oops, sorry, excuse me. That's actually 6.
6 damage. Okay. So, cool. So, there you go. And that is going to be the last attack for the monsters, and or for the guest. And we are now back to the top of the round with the Mara. Mara, what are you doing?
Alrighty. Is there by any chance I can actually reach any of like the ghouls where I am right now?
The one just disappeared right in front of you into the stone wall. The other one is about, well, yeah, because it moved back over to Lee, so it's about 45 foot in the opposite direction, directly behind you.
Okay. How are you doing on healing right now? Healing, health.
Who?
Hey, I
Hagen.
keep saying your name is Hagen. Hagen, how are you doing on health right now?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? Okay. Ooh, okay, I would like to... Ooh. I'm just gonna stay where I am right now, just in case it comes back.
All right, so you're just gonna, are you gonna ready your action then? Just hold your action until it comes back?
Yes.
So as soon as it comes back, are you wanting to take your action at that point?
Yes, please.
Okay, cool. So with that, we are now to Thodak's turn. Thodak, what are you doing?
So there's one right in front of me against Lee, right?
Yes, it's about 10 foot down the hallway from where you currently are, currently in combat with Lee.
All right, I'm going to rush up to it and cast Great Axe again.
Okay, so you rush up. Go ahead and make that roll.
Man. No, I guess that's not horrible.
They don't have a big AC.
Yeah, that's 14.
14 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's better. 16 damage.
16 damage. Okay, so as you run up with this great axe, Lee
excuse me, that's 18 damage.
18
plus rage.
damage. Okay, no problemo. So as you run up and you sink your great axe deep into this, making a horizontal cut to the abdomen of this creature, you see once again its form shift out and then coalesce back together and just lets out this giant scream and just piercing this hallway, just immense scream piercing the hallway. Bonus action for you?
No, I'm good.
Okay. And with that, we are now to Dixon. God, I have everyone else's initial for their character in the initiative order as their character, except for you. I have you as a D.
For some reason,
That's
it feels
fine.
like your character name should be Dixon.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Because Dixon isn't a name. It's
All
a
right.
last name, not a first name.
Lee, you are now. What are you doing?
All right, so this lich is, or not lich, this ghast is still right in front of me.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and just keep whapping.
Keep on whapping. Throw that attack against it.
We are looking at 18. I can't do simple math.
I can't either, man. It's all right. 18 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll me some damage.
All right. And also, I keep forgetting that I have the find staff, not just the normal staff.
Yeah, the extra +1 on damage rolls.
Yeah. I haven't been doing that at all.
Oh no!
So we're looking at 6 total.
6 total? Cool. Bonus action?
Yep. Just try to do the same thing again. Just kick it.
Okay, so go ahead and throw that kick.
I rolled an 18.
18 hits. Roll damage.
Not a d6. We're looking at 5 damage.
5 damage. Nice. So as you once again come at this creature with your staff, connecting onto the torso, you now throw another high kick towards the head and cracks against the face. It now feels like there's actually a little bit more resistance than there has been, and it lets out another scream. And you feel like you've dealt a decent blow to it, and its form starts to shimmer and shake. The smoky form of it, the translucent smoke form, starts to somewhat fall apart a little bit, having a little bit of difficulty trying to hold itself together. And you would assume it to be in a little bit of a rough spot at this point.
All right.
All right, so that's going to be your turn. So with that, we are now up to Hagen. Hagen, the one that was in front of you, this gas disappeared into the wall directly in front of you. Turning around, looking down the hallway, you can see about 45 foot. There is Lee and Thar'dia in combat with the other ghast. What are you doing? You do have a short bow, and you can throw your daggers too, if you want to.
I'm gonna throw my offhand dagger
Okay.
towards that gas.
Okay, so you go ahead and take it, and you throw the dagger. Go ahead and make me an attack roll.
24.
Fuck yeah, that'll hit. Jesus.
Holy shit.
And is that sneak attack too?
Well, you said your offhand. I mean, your offhand is supposed to be your bonus action, which isn't sneak attack, but we'll just say it was your main hand, just because you probably didn't understand the rule correctly. So that's fine. Yeah, we'll say it's, well, hold on. Yeah, because somebody's within 5 foot of the creature. I don't know how sneak attack works at range, but I'm pretty sure if they're still within 5 foot of the creature, it works.
I think as long as someone's holding aggro.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll say it's sneak attack. We'll flesh it out later on if it's wrong.
It's 11 damage.
11 damage, nice. So bonus action, you want to throw your offhand, or are you holding on to that one? You can make your bonus action to dash and make your way all the way up to in melee combat with it.
Also,
you do have your cunning action.
You can just swap your dagger hand. Also.
Yeah, I'm going to throw my other one.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and throw it. Make that attack roll.
17.
17 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
1.
Nice. So that'll be down to. So as you seeing this one in front of you disappear into the wall, you turn around and you throw both daggers down the hallway, both sinking deep into this creature. It's very precise aim, as there was 2 of your allies here that could have been injured if it wasn't as good. Both daggers sink into the creature, and they stab both into the chest, and it starts to shimmer once again, lets out a huge yell, and both daggers slowly fall down to the floor and finally clank down, and you're now without daggers. But that's going to be your action. And with that, we are now to the creature's turns. So the one on the right-hand side that disappeared, Hagen, as you threw both your daggers down towards the other one, it notices your attention is drawn elsewhere, and it's actually coming down from the top of the ceiling, reaching down a hand out of the wall, and he's going to make an attack against you. Jeez, man, these guys are rolling awesome. 17 to hit?
That hits.
Luckily, they don't do a lot of damage. What were you going to say, Mara?
Oh, just since it's like showing itself, like, should I attack
Yeah,
now
you can make your,
or
you can make,
after?
yeah, just once I finish up this, you can have your action. So you're going to take 5 necrotic damage, and I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Well,
12? 12. Yeah, 12 is good. So once again, you do not seem to catch whatever side effect is from this swirling white beam coming down towards your body, and you are good after that. The right hand one, the one on the right hand side is actually going to, he's going to scream out in pain and try to once again go into the wall, getting attack of opportunities from both Thaldak and Lee.
All right.
Oh, and Amar, go ahead. What was your attack on the other one?
Oh, here. 18.
18 hits, roll damage.
I'm like dying because of math. Like, 15.
15 damage,
So-
nice.
7 plus 8.
Yeah, 15. So, nice to know. So attack of opportunities from both of you as well?
19 to hit and 6 damage.
Okay. And
7 to hit.
okay, Lee, you do not hit. And you said 7 damage, Thaldak?
Yes, sir. Excuse me, 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay, cool. So as this one disappears into the wall once more, both of you, or at least Thaldak, gets a swing on it with a great axe. And as you do, as you swing as it's going into this wall, you hit it and it lets out a huge piercing yell as its image seems to flicker and hold more, and then just a burst of smoke around you, settling. Creature seems to be gone.
Sweet.
And with that, that was attack of opportunity for that one. So, top of the round, Amara, you now have this creature coming down with its grasp towards Hagen once more. What are you doing?
I'm definitely gonna attack.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
Okay. That'll be 13 to hit.
13 does hit. Roll damage.
Oh, okay.
You're really low AC on these guys.
I was gonna say a 12 hit earlier. So like,
Oh,
12 was the
really?
bare
Yeah.
minimum. Yeah, AC's 12.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh no, 13. So that'll be 11.
11 damage. Nice. Okay. So as you reach up, you see the arm coming down out of the ceiling, swirling white beam coming down towards Hagen with this ghastly figure just reaching out, mouth agape, and you swing up with your long sword and actually cleave through the arm of this ghastly figure, and the arm separates as it gives out a screeching scream once more, and the arm floats back into place, trying to hold itself back together. As you can see, this one is now falling, having a hard time keeping in its form once more as the other one down the hallway. With that, bonus action?
Can I try? Can I try? How high is the hand from me right now?
It's probably 4.5 foot up.
Okay, I was gonna say, can I reach it in any way?
Yeah, you'd be able to reach it.
Can I try actually grabbing the hand and just pulling it down?
Okay.
Like a curtain, you know?
Right, yeah. Go ahead and make me a either athletics or acrobatics, up to you. Whichever's better for you.
Alrighty.
Jump up and reach for it.
kind of like that. You jump up like, get the fuck down here.
Get over here.
That will be a 14.
14? I'm gonna say yeah. You grab it. You grab this spectral hand. It's very hard to hold it as your fingers are passing through, but you do seem to pull it down enough to where it doesn't seem to be able to coalesce on the body once more, and the hand pops into smoke, and hand's gone.
I'll get opportunity on that since it's falling past me.
If you want to make an attack against the hand, you can. You got about
Tore the hand off,
yeah,
man.
like the forearm and hands coming down towards you. Make an opportunity attack. Hit it.
That's gonna be with my short sword. It's 17.
17 hits. Roll damage.
I imagine their arms like really stringy. Like
Two. So yeah, as she's pulling this down, she's grabbing it by the actual hand and wrist itself, pulling it down, and you come through and just cleave on that forearm once more. And as the sword makes contact with it, at that instant is when the hand itself, the hand and arm, just burst into smoke, and your sword flies right through it. The gas lets out a scream, and it recoils once more. And yeah, there we go. That's good. So with that, we are now to Thordak's turn. Thordak, you seeing the ghast in front of you try to escape into the wall, cleaving through it and watching its form completely dissipate. You are now left standing in the opposite hallway from your comrades with Lee. You're muted.
There's nothing left though, right?
There's nothing left
Not
of the
that I
one in
can
front of
see.
you. No. Turning around, you would be able to see the other one reaching down out of the ceiling down towards Hagen, and the arm getting lopped off and pulled down by Amara.
And then disintegrated.
Yes, and then
I know.
disintegrated.
Just get down.
And how far away from them am I?
You are about 50 foot.
Alright. I will go my full 30 feet of movement.
Okay, so you run up. You find yourself about halfway in this main hallway. Towards the next one, you're now 25 foot away.
Alright. And I'm
Or
going
20
to
feet
throw
away.
my axe.
Okay, so you wind up the great axe and you take it and you throw. As this creature is coming down from the ceiling, you would have to lob it up over both Amara and Hagen. So I'm just gonna say, don't roll bad.
Don't crit fail.
Don't crit fail.
Don't fuck up, no.
Don't do it.
Okay, that's good. That's a... Oh, it's with disadvantage, isn't it?
It's with disadvantage. That's correct.
Okay. Oh, well, okay, that's still not bad.
Oh, nice.
That is 16 plus 5, so 19. 16 was
19.
the lowest
Shit.
two rolls.
So yeah, that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage. And as Amara, both you and Hagen, as you're looking up and seeing this arm get disintegrated, you just hear and see a great axe coming right over your head, just piercing right into the face of this other gas coming down, reaching from the ceiling. What's
Rolled
the damage?
minimal damage, so 7.
7 damage. All right. So that is.
Amara throws you like a thumbs up, like, yeah.
Okay, so that is it. Bonus action.
As
You have a
bonus
chain of
action-
returning.
As a bonus action, can I try to pull the ghast?
Okay, yeah. So you're trying to pull it outside or out of the ceiling itself.
Yeah.
So we'll say with it not being able to hold its translucent image anymore, the axe actually sticks in for just the time being and slowly starts making its way, falling towards the ground. You go ahead and give a heave. Give me a strength check.
Do I
Would
get
it
an
be strength?
opportunity attack on that one too?
If it moves away, we'll see.
Okay, so is it a strength or athletics? Because I know
Strength
it's
check.
athletics. Brain
Uh,
dead.
no, this is just a purely strength check. You're trying to pull the
Okay.
axe.
Well, crit fail.
Oh
So as you go
Falling
to
in my head, man.
as you go to pull on this chain, as you just got in this chain and you're not very good with it as of yet, you go to pull on the chain, and as you do, you pull a little bit too hard, and the chain actually disconnects from the axe, and the chain falls down onto the ground.
shit.
Actually, falls down onto Hagen's head.
no! Oh no!
And as this falling chain comes from the ceiling, you are going to take one bludgeoning damage, Hagen, from this falling
Darn.
chain.
So
The
the
axe-
axe is, like stuck up in the ceiling with the dude?
No, the axe is now slowly falling down, and it finally falls out of this gaseous form and just clatters to the ground. But the
Well, it
chain is now
doesn't
disconnected.
hit you.
Yeah. And that is going to be your turn. So with that, we are now to Lee. Lee, what are you doing?
Okay, so I'm going to use my bonus action to activate my Step of the Wind.
Okay. So you dash
And-
over and make your way up to the ghast?
Actually, what I'm gonna do, so it's about 20 feet from Thodak and the guest,
Yes.
right?
Correct.
All right, so with Step of the Wind, my jump distance is doubled.
Okay.
So I'm gonna vault off of Thodak.
And
like,
so what? Do you
fly
know
through-
what jump distance is base? Is it half your movement, or what is it?
I think... Yeah, I think, like, a standing jump is, like, a quarter of your movement, and then running jump is
Range
half.
jump is half? Okay. So we'll say, yeah, you're going to go and try to vault off of Thodak.
And so my speed is 35.
Okay. So,
So that would be my jump distance
right.
right now.
Jesus Christ, yeah. Wow. So yeah, you can fly 35 feet. So we're gonna say you start running up, and you tell Thodak, what do you say? Like, how do you prepare him that you're gonna vault off of him?
I just tell him to duck.
All right, so Thaldak, you hear Lee running up behind you. He says, "Duck." You ducking?
No. However, I will like cup my hands to like grab his foot so I can like throw him.
Okay, so
Can I do
Thaldak
that?
spins around as you yell "duck." He sees you running, sees what you're trying to do, puts down a base with his hands. You go ahead and jump 1 foot into the hand. Make me an athletics check. Or acrobatics, whichever you're better at.
They're actually exactly the same.
Well, there you go.
See, the
Nat
last
20.
time
Nat
Nat
20.
20? Are you kidding me?
Yes.
So, as you take off running down this hallway, you see Thaldak put his hands down. Thaldak, maybe a strength check as well. This is already good.
Yeah.
Let's make it better.
Because what I'm gonna... Also, what I'm gonna say is, as I leap off of Thaldak's hands, like, as I push off, it feels like Lee is like 5-6 times heavier than he actually is.
Yeah.
Because that key basically just uses, like, makes a springboard underneath me.
Cool.
Okay, so that is 22.
22 on the strength check. So as you run and you step 1 foot on, you can, Thaldak, you can feel the weight of Lee is much more than a dwarf should be. But you give a and launch your hands up with that strength of yours. Lee, you go hurtling through the air, just as majestic as you can, 1 foot flying out towards the ceiling, about 6.5 foot up from the ground, towards this ghast. Make me an attack roll.
All right.
You better hit, because this is going to be
Right?
awesome.
It's too beautiful.
Give him advantage
All
because
right.
the thing wasn't expecting him to jump 30 feet through the air and hit him.
Truly in awe.
I'll say, since you did so well on your jump and Thaldak rolled so much strength, you would have advantage if you needed it.
All right.
Sweet.
I don't need it, but I'm just seeing if I'm gonna get the crit.
You go
Come
for it,
on,
man.
crit, bud.
All right. No. Okay, so I rolled the 19 unmodified.
Okay, so that'll definitely hit. So Lee, you just go flying through the air, unhumanly possible. No one has ever seen you do something like this. And as you're flying through with this leg outstretched, you connect right into the face of this ghast with such force that the face bends and contorts. What's the damage?
So this is just gonna be unarmed.
Yep.
I cheer.
No, that's
I know
fine.
we're all cheering.
What is it?
4?
4 damage. Okay. So as you fly through this air, the first kick just connects just right on the chin, as I said, contorting the face. You actually, as you're falling down, throw an up kick as well for the bonus action. Go ahead and roll it.
That's going to be 16 unmodified.
16 hits, roll damage. It doesn't have to be a lot, I'll tell you that much.
All right, that's gonna be 5.
5 damage. And as you're falling down, seeing this ghastly form still there, you throw one last kick up towards it, connecting right in the same under the jaw, just sending the head flying back. As you do, the head itself separates from the ghastly, translucent body and starts to tumble midair and slowly starts spinning around as the rest of the form starts contorting and trying to hold some kind of form. A burst of smoke comes out and settles down around the rest of you as you have now defeated said ghast.
All right. Wait. Okay. So how much distance is between the ghast and the other end of the hallway?
What's that?
How much distance is between the ghast and the other end of the hallway?
Which ghast? The ghast you're at right now?
Yeah, the one that I just killed.
It's about 60 foot.
Okay. I was kind of worried that I was just gonna like slide into the other wall.
No, you're good.
I was going fast.
You were going real fast. You made fast people look not fast. So, yeah, man, in epic fashion, both ghasts seem to fall. The smoke dissipates and the chill leaves the air just as quickly as it came previously. All of you are left standing actually in the same corner.
Yeah, he just kind of like stands up and dusts himself off and is like, "Where's
Hagen
Josephine?"
Hagen says, well, I had my qualms about this group before this fight, but y'all have all proven yourself to me.
Nice.
Amara
What a-
stands up. Oh, go ahead.
Is no, I
What I
mean,
tell you, they're good.
I was about to say, is no one gonna even talk about this epic flying through the air of 30 foot to a double kick?
I mean,
like-
this isn't the first time I've thrown Lee.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's what I was thinking too. Like he's thrown Lee before.
But you've never seen something like this. Lee, you've never done something like this.
Yeah.
You channeled all that monk energy as much as you possibly could, and you've honestly surprised yourself a little bit. Definitely some of that training you took in that week has helped improve you in combat.
Oh yeah.
I hold out my fist for a fist bump.
Lee takes it.
I'm
Amara,
gonna pick
like-
up my daggers.
Oh yeah, I guess I need to go pick up my hunting traps too.
Yeah, and the staff. I think. Did you hold on to the staff while you're flying through there, or did you drop it?
I held on to it.
Okay, cool.
And my axe, like, is it irreparably damaged? Like, is that something I can like bend back into place? Or
It has one link. You essentially had a blacksmith fashion just a metal hoop on the end of it, actually forged into the metal itself, and the chain itself is just a link chain. So I'm gonna say one of the links pried off. You could push it back together. It probably wouldn't be as good. I would assume as soon as you can get that back to a blacksmith, you probably want to get him to repair it properly. But it does work for now.
okay, do you want me to roll a strength check or anything? Or
No, you're strong enough to bend that chain back into place.
Okay.
As everybody's kind of like regrouping and stuff like that, Amara's just gonna like wipe her forehead and kind of like place her sword down by her side and look over to you all and say, "My God, I'm so proud I just joined up with you guys."
Yeah, because Amara, you haven't really been on too much of an adventure with these guys either.
No, I haven't. So she's just gonna nod and then kind of look at everyone and say, "You've all proved your worth so much, and I'm just so excited to protect and aid you as we go on."
Right.
I'll
How
throw you
much is,
next time.
What?
I'll throw you next time.
Yeah, she like takes note of that too. She's like, "Thank you." Like,
All right, there you go. What were you gonna say, Hagen?
How much is a potion of healing heal you for?
2d4 plus 4. So roll 2d4s and then add plus 4 to whatever that is. And I was gonna say this time, if you guys want to, you can take a short rest right now, and we can just take a break really quickly on the stream, because I would like to actually get some water.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
So do you guys want to take a
Yeah.
short rest here?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So
Awesome help.
I was gonna say any hit dice you have. So all of you should have 4 hit dice total. They're obviously gonna be different depending on your class. You can roll as many of those as you want. Make sure you add your Constitution modifier to those. So you can roll your hit dice back to full, or you can use some healing spells, whatever you want to do, healing potions. Thar'dia, you are still down -6 health from
Okay,
your
that's
base
what I was
pool.
about to ask.
Yep. It's still it's a lingering persistence. You don't feel your 100% as you normally do.
Do I feel it'll go away on its own, or do I have to seek out help? Or
Honestly, you don't know at this point. You just know you don't feel your normal self.
okay,
okay.
Lee's gonna
but-
take this time to meditate and
Okay.
get those key points back.
Sounds good. So you all go ahead and take a short rest. Like I said, if you took damage and want to roll hit dice, make sure you do that. And we're gonna break on stream. We're gonna say we'll be back in I don't know, let's say like 7 minutes or so, 6-7 minutes. If everybody needs to use the restroom, grab something to drink or something like that. And we will be back. So we will see anybody that's watching then, which I don't think there is anybody in the stream, but we'll be right back.
That one guy.
Hey, we're back.
Man, that was some great cocaine.
Stop it. We do not condone drugs on this stream, Dougs. I don't like Dougs either. If your name's Doug, get the fuck out of here. No, I'm playing. I love all the Dougs.
No, fuck you, Doug.
Okay,
All
so
the followers are gone.
I think my dad has a brother named Doug.
I'm sorry,
Fuck
Uncle
that
Doug.
guy.
Fuck that guy.
See, the thing is, I think so. Like,
Don't tell Uncle Doug to watch the stream.
You don't
Obviously,
know
I
if you
don't-
have an Uncle
I-
Doug or not? That
Yeah.
seems like something you should probably know.
You're gonna make Uncle Doug cry.
You're
Like,
out, Will.
I'm definitely making some... I'm definitely making Jesus
an
Christ.
NPC named Doug now.
No, name Uncle Doug.
Uncle Doug.
Yeah, Uncle Doug's an NPC, guaranteed.
All right.
All right, back to the So, you guys have just finished off killing the two gas. You find yourself sitting at the fur. What was the name? It started with an F.
Furlough.
Firwood?
Furwood.
Yeah.
Yeah, Furwood. So you guys are now still sitting in the Fs. Both gas seem to have disappeared at this point, and you guys are free to continue on as you see fit. Jeez, words are hard.
All right. Yep. Keep hunting for this Hammerbrook.
Yeah.
All right, so you all gather your stuff, and you all heal up to full with hit dice, or at least as far as you wanted to be. Everybody healed up.
Nah, I didn't use any.
Okay.
I don't
So-
want to.
Oh,
I
that's
only
fine.
I don't
took
think-
temporary damage.
I don't
Yeah.
think Ari actually got hit.
Cool. No, so that's good. If you don't need them, you don't need them. All right, so you all pick up your stuff as a few weapons were laying on the floor. Thaldak, you do reattach the chain of returning onto the great axe. Not as best as it probably should be, but it'll do for now, at least until you can get it to a blacksmith. So you all gather your weapons and gather your things, and you all seem to be mostly intact from the last battle. Thaldak, like I said, you are still feeling a little bit of remnants of something that had a grip on you, still lingering with you. The halls in these crypts once again fall silent. A little bit of dripping water and the occasional gust of wind flowing through from the entrance. Looking back at the entrance, you can see now you all have probably come what seems to be 200 or 300 foot under the castle itself into this rocky outcropping that is the royal crypts. The chill that has came with these ghastly projections seems to have faded at this point. So you guys are just pushing forward, looking for the H's?
I'm going stealth.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Uh,
11.
That plus
We
8
will
ain't
as
shit
well.
when you roll 2s.
Uh-uh.
All right, go ahead and roll me a stealth check, Lou.
Sick.
Sick?
That's gonna be 8.
I think we need to have a talk about what the word sick means.
Yeah, both of you are so
Oh,
stealthy tonight, man. It's crazy.
Lee
right, so-
has also reprimed his bear trap hands.
Okay, so you got your bear trap hands.
Your bare hands?
These are my bare hands.
Great.
All right, so you all start pushing forward, making you guys. Who's leading this charge, walking up towards the H's?
I don't mind going in front.
All right, so Amara, you're leading up.
Yeah, I'll go with her as well.
All right, so
Making
you,
as much noise as I possibly can.
I know,
Okay.
right?
so you guys are clunking and walking
Yeah.
along. You walk for about another 30 seconds or so, getting a little bit further into this royal crypt. As I said, there are torches on both the left and the right of the main path lighting your way. You all start making your way to find the H's, passing Hall, Hawkford, finally stopping in front of, on the right-hand side, the nameplate says Hammerbrook. Standing in front of the Hammerbrook tombs, you can look down the left and the right of these crossed hallways. There must be 10 to 15 tombs in this section. Going past one or another, you all finally find the one that is labeled Josephine Hammerbrook. The casket itself is made from a very beautiful polished wood. The grains of wood are very pronounced, and even being this old, if you were to wipe off the dust on the cracked top, you would find it in very good condition. There is a script written on the top of the box in Elvish. Who speaks Elvish?
Ooh.
Well, we'll say since Amara, you were leading up, we'll say you found it first. So Amara, you get to read this. So I'm gonna put this in Skype. No one else look at it in Skype. Amara will have this information. No one else will. And Amara, you can relay that to the group and read it verbatim if you want.
Okay. It says, Josephine, may your body and mind be laid to rest in this place. May your light always shine bright and guide those lost through the darkness.
Okay.
She kind of like guides her fingers across it. Oh.
Is that the one?
I believe so. It does say Josephine.
All right, Thar'dia, you want to help me with this? And
Yeah,
like
just
Lee
grab it
sets
and
down
pull
the
it
bait
out.
traps and like, well, just need to take the top
check it
off.
for traps first.
I
man.
think we should at least say respects before we like open up a casket, like disrespectfully.
Okay, Hagen, go ahead and roll me a investigation check, checking for traps.
18.
18. Looking at the top of this box and the mechanism that seems to latch it in place, you look over it. You do not seem to get any kind of hints that there's any kind of traps on this box whatsoever.
It's clear.
Amara, were you wanting to say something?
Can I just say like a nice like word, kind of like saying like to the body, like to be honest, like sorry about this.
Okay, go ahead. What are you saying?
All right, she's just gonna put her hand where the Elvish text was, and she's just gonna softly whisper, "Please forgive us for desecrating your final resting place. We will be sure to reunite you with your husband soon enough." And then she takes her hand off, and then she looks at all the dudes, and she's like, "Okay, it's ready to go."
I look to Lee.
All right, let's open this up.
All right, so both of you go ahead and roll me strength checks.
That is a 15.
10.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not a super heavy lid. It is made out of mostly just wood. So both of you grab at either side of it to the left and the right, and you start pushing it up. As you do, the lid starts to push backwards over, revealing the contents inside. As you slide it open, the force gives away and begins to move. And as you guys are pushing back, the lid itself kind of falls backwards onto the shelf that this casket is sitting on. Laying before you now are the bones of what you would assume to be Josephine Hammerbrook. They're draped in fine white and gold linens, and the skull sits on on linens, and on the skull itself sits a long decayed flower circlet. On her neck is a jeweled amulet with a red gem inside of it, glowing very softly with a faint glow of red. Laying over these bones, almost as a blanket, seems to be a cloak of some kind. It does not seem to have aged like the rest of the casket. After Josephine's bones are pulled from the casket, are you guys pulling them from the casket, or how are you pulling these out? Or are you just taking the casket?
Lee's just gonna open his backpack and start putting the bones in his backpack.
I'm going to take that amulet.
Okay, so Hagen, you reach down and you pull the amulet off the neck. It gives away pretty easily. And you have an amulet, and the amulet itself is glowing a little bit. Like I said, it has a little bit of a red glow in this gem. So you would assume it to have some kind of magical properties. You're not too suited in the arcane arts if you want to try to get somebody else to inspect it to see what it is.
Who is Amara?
Let's
You want to
see.
check this for me?
I can check for you. Let me actually see what my.
Usually we
looked
have
up-
Max.
Yeah,
I
Max
know.
is usually the one that helps out with this because you guys
my
aren't too good here.
My wisdom's like out the door. I have like +0, but I can try.
So it's going to be an Arcana check. What's Arcana? Anybody?
18.
It's
Intellect.
intellect.
Oh, I'll check it then.
+0.
No, never mind.
Okay, you got it? No? Anybody?
18
No, I
+0.
don't.
18 plus 0? Yeah, so Amara, you you've definitely seen one of these before in your travels, as some priests and clerics have wore this before. So you tell Hagen what this is. I did link it just in Skype there, so both of you can look at it. Hagen, you can put that down on your sheet. And so, just for anyone else wondering on the stream, while you're wearing this pendant, you stabilize whenever you're dying at the start of your turn. In addition, when you roll hit dice to regain hit points, double the number of hit points it restores.
Holy shit, that's awesome.
So it's
really
called
good.
necklace.
it's called a periapt of wound closure. And so Hagen, she hands it back over to you, giving you that information of what it does.
All right.
She says it looks good with your eyes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, and with Lee putting the bones in his bag, Amara's just gonna kind of like scuttle over to him and be like, "Are you sure we should just throw it in a bag? Perhaps it'd be a little better if we wrapped it up in like a blanket, or just something to soften it up, or."
The least conspicuous it is, the better. That is just bones.
But that used to be somebody.
It's not now.
She just kind of like grumbles under her breath, and she's like, "Can I at least carry them, please?"
Sure. Hand me your backpack.
Thank you. And she just kind of like takes out her backpack and puts it out to you.
Yeah, just like transfer the bones.
You start just piling bones into this backpack?
Yeah.
Bone transfer.
That's fantastic. I will say, as you are moving these bones, there is that cloak that was draped over the top of her, if anybody would like to take a look at that.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
All right, so you grab it out, and as I said, while some of the linens have definitely lost a little bit of their luster and their color and stuff like that, this cloak is it's a brown cloak, and it seems to be just as new as the day it must have been put in. And looking at this, you would assume it to have some kind of magical properties, as it doesn't seem to have aged one day. So anybody that wants to take a shot at that can.
Hey, Amara, can you take a look at this?
Oh god, catch me
Hey,
like
Mara,
in a
what the
one.
fuck is this?
Looks
like,
like a
turns
fancy ass
around.
cloak.
Ooh, let me see. 7.
All right, I'll give one more chance to anybody else that wants to try to identify it.
She looks
I
at
have
you
a
like,
-1 to intellect, so anybody who has better than that, please have free reign here.
What do you got, Hagen?
I got a 15.
Wow, that's perfect. So Hagen, you've actually seen these in your travels, as some of the Thieves Guild has worn these before, and you go ahead and let Thar'dia know what this is. And Thar'dia, you now have the information as well. It's in Skype.
oh.
Nice.
That is pretty nice.
So for anyone watching the stream or the VOD, you gain a +1 to your AC and saving throws while wearing this. So that's every saving throw you have also gets a +1 to it.
Ooh.
I'll trade you this cloak for the amulet.
I think I'm gonna die a lot, so I want to hold on to the amulet.
That's good.
Fair enough. You could try to deceive him, Thar'dia. This is like the best cloak ever, man. Well, no, actually, because he identified it.
I'm the one that.
Never mind. Yeah, you just tell him what it is. He's like, oh, it's like the best thing ever. You should probably take it. Okay, so there you go. You got both that, and Lee, you're just putting the bones in Amara's backpack at this point.
Yep.
All right, so you go ahead and wow. So you collect all the bones and you go ahead and put them inside the pack. Laying under the bones, there's actually a note. Who is anybody interested in this piece of parchment that's laying under the bones?
I would if anybody else
Yeah,
wouldn't.
Lee would probably see it and be like,
I can't read.
yeah. It's like,
So
something written down there.
Amara, you pick it up and it is Elvish, so you're able to read it. And I will put this in Skype, and no one else look at this. This is only for Amara, and she will be able to tell you guys what it says.
Oh,
It
it's
is
so long.
Yeah, it's a little lengthy. I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, it's okay.
Definitely not how I spelled Josephine.
Alrighty.
That's what I thought.
Alrighty,
Yeah.
would you like me to
No.
read it out,
Go
or?
ahead. Yeah, go ahead and read it out for the stream.
This is Josephine, my baby girl. I wish it did not have to be this way. However, you forced my hand. I could not have you dragging our family's name through the mud because of little rebellious fling with that blacksmith boy. I gave you every opportunity to come back to your senses. However, you were just too foolish to see the bigger picture. I did what I must do for the family's sake. I just wish I could have been a different outcome. May your soul rest in peace in the afterlife. Morden watch over you. Love. And then she just stops and she like grabs the note. Dad. Like
What a
crumples
piece
it a
of
bit.
shit.
Yep.
He's
So-
like, he's dead.
He's like, I should
This is
kill him
great.
as well. Where's his grave? You can probably find it in the tomb if you're wanting to.
Yeah. Like, I'm
Let's go
asking somebody
find
else because I
I'm
can't
taking a
find his
piss on
grave.
him.
You're gonna piss on him?
I'm going to
Let's
piss
do it.
on him.
So, Amara, after you get done reading this letter, all of you seem to hear the sound of footsteps and the clank of metal behind the group.
Uh-oh.
Looking backwards, you can now see a translucent tall man in full armor. His sword is drawn and he's walking towards you. He has short hair that flows in the air even though there's no wind in these crypts. He has full plate armor on, and on the chest plate embossed in the metal itself is the Royish crest, crossed in two swords over his shield. He speaks with a booming voice. Who dares disturb my family crypt?
Are you Raynal?
I am Raynal, and these are my family's sacred crypts, their place of sleeping. Who are you?
Lee just gives him a thumbs up.
Amara just kind of like looks back and says, "How dare you stay in the place of where you murdered your own daughter?" And
He whips his
he
hand.
holds up the note.
He whips his head around and he says, "How dare you tell me how to treat my own? She tried to take off with that blacksmith boy. I already had a husband picked for her. You know how much grief that gave my family? Who are you to judge how I treat others?"
I throw my dagger.
So as you go to throw this dagger, he says, "These sacred halls will not have thieves looting through my family's place of rest. You are here, or excuse me, you will die here with your foolish deeds." And then as you do, the dagger gets thrown. And with that, we are going to pick up next week.
As he,
Oh.
What were you gonna say,
Okay.
Lee?
as Hagen throws the dagger, though, Lee just kind of like leans to Thar'dia and is like, "We need to find his body."
Yeah.
Lee's gonna go with his normal plan to burn it.
Let's salt and burn this bitch. Straight up supernatural. Let's do this.
I got a priest pack on me. We're ready to go.
Sounds
Should be right here.
But, yeah, I mean,
Lee's
you would
reaction
assume
to
it-
most things is,
you would assume it to be
"Let's
in
see
this
if we can
crypt."
burn it.
Let's burn it.
Let's burn it.
But that is what we're gonna pick up, just because it is. We're only about 15 minutes away from normal time, and this is set out to be pretty long combat for you guys. So you have definitely you were looking for the father, and looks like you found him. Very tall man, sword drawn, translucent, and he's not looking too friendly. So we will pick up here next week. I would like to thank Hagen for joining the party. Yay, Hagen!
Hey!
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, and hopefully
Don't
Max
be
will,
nice to this cunt.
hopefully Max will be here next week, and we'll figure out how Max just shows up. So,
Out of the
and-
tomb, like,
yeah,
out
he's
of
just gonna be
nowhere.
running in like, "I heard you guys were here," and Max will show up and help you guys out.
Sorry,
But,
guys. I was at the bar.
I was at the bar
Kind of
drinking.
one of like the coffins. Like
I mean, that makes sense.
Max
to
just pops out of a
honestly.
coffin. He's like, "I've been here the whole time."
I was waiting for you guys. What took you so long?
So,
Taking a short-
but that is where we're in for the night. So I would like to thank anybody that was watching, anybody that watches the VODs. We will be playing again next Friday, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central Time. And until then, we will see you guys. So everyone say good night, and we'll be out of here.
All right. See
Good
you guys later.
night.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
See you fuckers later.